So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. And right now, earlier, I tried to do a premiere on the video. I don't know what happened. I don't know if that feature is gone or whatever. But you guys, if you didn't see our podcast from earlier, go check it out. Earlier, he was the Black Spider-Man. Okay, not Venom yet, but the Black Spider-Man. And today he is Spock. Okay, he is Spock. Well, if Spock is black, does that make him a spook? I'm just
Well, actually, on Voyager, there was a black Vulcan named Tuvok. So Tuvok was the black Vulcan.
Got you. So earlier we did say that if y'all didn't see my costume from earlier, I won't tell you. I won't give it away. I was like, yeah, that was a lot going on. I'm not gonna do that, and I'm gonna come back as myself. But then I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll give it a try and see how this works. My daughter says it's not. She says it ain't working. Okay, and I was like, for real. So I'll let y'all be the judge of that. Okay, Donovan, are you ready?
I'm ready. Now remember, this is Houston, Bissonnet Street, the Blade. That's it.
No. All right, here we go.
I did it. Yes. Very good. Seeley from The Color Purple. Lauryn Hill, the Fugees. Matter of fact, they will be performing at the Toyota Center coming up here in California.
And guess what? She gonna be 5,000 hours late. Okay. My daughter was like, no, I don't know. Maybe it's giving Jonah Hill, not Lauryn Hill.
Well, Joan Armour Trading. If you guys are old enough to know who that is, Joan Armour Trading. She's a good artist, a British artist.
Oh,
she goes way back, 70s, early 80s. So
maybe I have to hear something she did. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see the Lauryn Hill thing going. Absolutely.
Maybe Whitney.
Yeah, my love is your love. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe. All right. So anyway.
Yeah. All right. Looking all right.
Okay. I like it. So as you guys know,
it kind of looks like this right
here. Yeah. My hair is actually. I got a lot of shrinkage going on. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But I can see that. Absolutely.
So this is the Demetra K show. Make sure I don't show y'all too much of my Lauryn Hills. You know what I'm saying? This is the Demetra K show where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are a great people, but we can always strive to do better. Today, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but I did see this in the news as I got off of the last show, where a father and stepson in New York were down by a neighbor due to a noise dispute. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Also, there is another list that is circulating the block, right? Y'all remember that list from last week when women wasn't eating at the cheesecake and, Taco Bell at your house, Netflix and the chilling, wasn't doing none of that, right? Now there's another list of the things this woman said that she will do for her man, okay? And then, since it is Halloween, we're probably going to talk about some Halloween stuff. We're going to ask you all, as we do every year, what your favorite scary movie is, all of that other stuff. Let's see who's on here. Troy, how you doing? Renz G. Warren, how are you doing? And Pamela, how you doing? Happy Halloween to you as well. And thank you so much, Renz. And Miss Tiffany, what's going on with you? And Black America. All right, so Donovan, what's on your mind? Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Am I doing it right?
Yes.
Who said nano?
That was Mork and Mindy. Different show.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, happy Halloween. I'm not into the Mortes Day of the Dead stuff. That's really not my thing. it's kind of nice to get up. I am a cosplay type person, so just kind of get out and dress up a little bit, especially if you guys got those grandkids and stuff. It's kind of, good to kind of hang out with them and, take them to a little trick-or-treating thing. Make sure you guys check that bag to make sure there's no razor blades and got all the foolishness, eyelashes dropped in the bag by mistake and all that other good stuff. But welcome to the Demetra K Show, where you guys get some really, really great information. Please do us a favor on the way in, hit that like and subscribe button, share this on your platforms, and let's get the conversation started as we talk about things that actually truly affect the Black community. And hopefully it'll make us better people as we engage in an adult conversation in regards to the topics at hand. So let's get into it.
All right. So again, if y'all hadn't seen our last show, we both had on costumes. I was actually more costumey, if you will, on the last show. And these eyelashes were remnants of those. I could not wait to take them things off. But anyway, all right. So,
and real quick, if you haven't seen the earlier show, please, I know some of you guys are working and stuff like that. Please go back and take a look at it. It's only an hour long, but just look at the first 15 minutes of it and hit the like button when you do it.
Yes, indeed. So on a serious note, this past Sunday, two men, father and stepson, were gunned down, if you will, by a neighbor that lived downstairs from them. Now, it sounds like it was stemmed from an ongoing noise dispute. You guys know, if you've ever lived in an apartment building, let me know if my mic is doing anything wonky. If you live in an apartment building, which I do not like living in apartment buildings, and particularly for one of these reasons that I'm about to tell you, is that it sounds like they were having a dispute over noise. So if you live underneath somebody, a lot of times the person that lives over you, they're stomp, 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 or you might hear them doing some things you don't want to hear them doing, and all of that going on. Okay, so on this particular day, it sounds like, and let me get the names right, Baladami, Marthurin. I don't know, maybe they're from somewhere else, not here. But they were here, in New York, to be exact. So it sounds like the neighbor, they don't know who he is at this time. They do, but they haven't released his name. The neighbor, who was annoyed, came up the stairs, and you guys can go watch the video. I cannot show y'all that video here. Came up the stairs and kicked their door, right? So I guess he was just that infuriated. He kicked their door, and then the stepfather came outside, and you couldn't hear the sound, but on the video you could see that they were beefing. But at first, the wife came outside the door, and she was kind of going back and forth with the neighbor from downstairs. Then her husband comes out, and he comes out holding some scissors, and the dude is pretty big. The guy that came out, he's a bodybuilder, I guess. So he's pretty big, and the other guy was pretty big too, but he was bigger than the guy that came from upstairs, or from downstairs rather. So he goes up on the guy that came from downstairs with a pair of scissors, and they're going back and forth. All right. So then the man with the scissors, the one that was making the noise, he starts to walk off. Now, in the meantime, his stepson comes out of the apartment as well. So he starts to walk off. And they kind of still going back and forth. And a guy that came from downstairs brandished a gun. Okay. And with that gun, he did what some would say is the unthinkable. Now, mind you, the guy that was holding the scissors, he walked away. He was walking away. And when he saw the gun, he continued to walk away. But then the guy with the gun ended up shooting him, and then shooting the stepson as well. The stepson was trying to run. Ended up shooting the stepson, and they both died there in the hallway. And so the guy is on the run. Now, why am I bringing this up? Oftentimes, especially on this show, I like to talk about emotional intelligence and utilizing emotional intelligence. Now, listen, I've lived in apartment buildings before, okay? And I've always lived downstairs for the most part. And I know what it's like to have somebody making noise, stomping, up and down on the floor. My father, he lives in an apartment building as well. And his neighbors, the last time me and my sister were there, as a matter of fact, the neighbors, they were fighting. It was like a gay lovers quarrel or something severe was going on. I mean, it sounded like they were just moving furniture and just body slamming each other. So my dad goes up there and they blew him off. And so I go outside and I said, hey, you guys are making a lot of noise. Well, y'all just need to understand, sometimes people go through things. So I went and got the security guard and they handled it and all that. But what I'm saying is, even with that, right, cooler heads have to prevail. And in some cases, I think you have to understand that if you're living in an apartment building, some of that is par for the course, right? You're going to have people making noise and all kind of stuff. And I'm not saying it's not annoying, but here it is that two people have lost their lives senselessly, if you ask me. But then the other thing too is, Pops, and I'm gonna call him Pops, the one that's deceased. You come outside with the scissors. What was and he was up on the dude with the scissors. And the guy, which was surprising that he stood there and kind of just, because maybe he knew what he was holding, But it's like, the man is annoyed. You know y'all was making noise. It kicks your door. What happened to open the door and say, you know what? I'm sorry. Because it sounds like the guy was trying to, banging up on the ceiling with something like, hey, 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 hey. But they kept doing whatever they was doing. So needless to say, two people are gone. And then, of course, the wife, you guys see the video, if the one that was originally up in his face, she was like, I don't understand why he brought a gun upstairs. I can understand it, but she didn't understand it. Now she's saying her husband and her son are no longer here. So Donovan, what say you? And then I'm going to get into the comment section.
Well, again, we are not in the day and age of back in the day where you can go and talk to your neighbors and we were a community. We are no longer in that aspect. You're living with people that come from different cultures, come from different areas, come from a different state. Like there's a saying in Atlanta, you have a whole different demographic of Atlanteans that are there now, because you had New Yorkers that have moved there. People from Philadelphia has moved there, and the crime rate has skyrocketed because they brought their New York, Philadelphia, ways into Atlanta. So there's, it's a little different than how we do it. This is why I always tell people, if you look at the statistics, the most underserved and undefended group of people in the United States is Black people. And I'm not saying that a gun is the answer to your problems, but the fact of the matter is, we don't know who our neighbors are anymore. We don't go outside and introduce ourselves. We don't say a word. So when you see that single person over there bringing her badass kids in the neighborhood and they're fighting in the streets, that's because you didn't bother to go over there and deal with it. So we're not living in those times. So I'm not surprised that this stuff is going on. But Demetra knows, in my neighborhood, I'm known as the Duke of Edgemont. Edgemont is an area in my city. It's one of the oldest areas in my city. And I'm the Duke here. I pretty much run the show because I'm one of the oldest residents. Every time a new person moves into the community, I go and give them my business card and I introduce myself and say, if you need anything, you want to know something, I'm living right over here. Come on over and talk to me, whatever. And everybody knows me because I'm walking with my little black dog. And they say, oh, if you don't know my name, that's the guy that kind of knows what's going on around here. But, we don't live in those times nowadays. And unfortunately, everybody wants to solve things with a gun. And that's where we're at. It's unfortunate and people have lost their lives, but this is where we're at.
Hello, Brother Samuel. How are you doing? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I should sing it like Lauryn Hill. It should all be so simple, but you'd rather make it. I'm terrible. Well, happy birthday, Brother Sammy. I hope you are having a wonderful and a blessed day today on your, 42nd birthday, I think it is. Anyway, Warren, you say a kick. A kick is not a knock. I totally agree. A kick is not a knock. And, I guess I should have flipped it around too. Again, as annoying as it is for somebody to be making all that noise, what about just walking upstairs? Hey, you son of a... I'm just playing.
Or whatever happened to, what? Fifth floor.
Right. We acting stupid now. Okay, but for real. So yeah, you know, he could have knocked on the door and said, hey, you know what? Listen, it's been a long night for me. I've worked overnight. I don't know what the situation was, you know. And could y'all just mind keeping it down a little bit? Now, it doesn't sound like that was something new. It sounds like it was an ongoing, reoccurring situation between the neighbors. And so, uh, two people are dead and one is going to go to jail. Now, I don't know what the stand your ground laws are in New York. Maybe they have one because I know in a lot of states, they have the castle doctrine, and it says that you can neutralize the situation even if that person is retreating. Now, if that is true in New York, he could probably use that because the guy did have, there was some big scissors too, and he had them like right at his neck, and he was right up on her. If you guys saw the video, so he could very easily say, well, you know, I didn't know if he was going to charge back at me with the scissors, even though the guy was, you know, going toward his apartment. And for whatever reason, I guess they have cameras that are in the hallways in the apartment buildings. I don't know if they're necessarily projects, but the apartment buildings in New York. So you could see the whole thing unfold. So that to me it was avoidable. And yeah, we have to really start utilizing emotional intelligence, because at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, what is it going to cost me? What is it going to cost me if I storm up these stairs and kick somebody's door, and then they come out with some scissors? Like, then what? You know what I mean? Let's see here. Jimmy James, how are you? I hope you are well. You are in Germany. Andre, what's going on with you? You say long live and prosper Donovan. Yes, indeed. Well, today he's Spock. Okay. Can't tell. Spock.
The natural pointy ears. I didn't have to put anything on. They're naturally pointy. My elf ears. I didn't need to do that. I'm naturally pointy. So.
Right. Hey, Trina, how are you doing this fine evening? And Brother Simon says, good point, Donovan. We need the cultural giants to create a revolution and popular to get your neighbor. And Marshawn, how are you? The Disney diva. Say, my apartment building is a nightmare on a damn Elm Street. I hate it for real.
Oh, damn. They must be in the Carter. They must be in the Carter. So, but no, you know, yeah, but you know, but you know what? When that new neighbor does move in and you do go over there and introduce yourself and you kind of have a rapport with them, you do have a better interaction with them or their kids. Like I have kids that be playing right in my yard, and I don't have a problem with it because I'm really good with my neighbors. Kids need someplace to play, no problem. My cars are in the garage. I don't worry about it too much. But we don't have community anymore. We don't introduce ourselves. I mean, you know, and I can understand, you know, some single moms out there thinking that a guy might want to hit on them or something like that. But if you're going to come into a neighborhood and you expect that guy that you think is trying to hit on you to protect you, you're sadly mistaken if you got that attitude. You need to know who your neighbors are in case something does go down in the community. It's just that imperative. And like something like that happened to these two young people could have been resolved because if they at least know each other enough, like, hey, that's the neighbor's been there, whatever. Hey man, you know, in my neighborhood, I'll give a quick example. We're an older neighborhood, right? So I tell them, hey, about 10 o'clock, shut the party down outside. You have all day up until 10 o'clock to party all you want. Take the party inside after about 10 o'clock because people got to go to work in the morning. And usually people do it. They don't have a problem. They're like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. Or turn the music down, whatever. You will find that people are cooperative if they kind of have a rapport and know who you are. But if they've never seen you before, who the hell are you? You know, telling me, you know. We have to get back to that. We really do have to get back to that.
Absolutely. Brother Samuel, I saw your comment. I don't want anything. You know, it's your birthday, right? I think you know, I should sing you a song. And plus, trust me, I'm sure I have plenty more songs. If you guys watch the last show, then you'll understand what I mean. Okay.
We were bringing up the oldies, man. It was just, I mean, just everything was referencing. Everything was referencing. You guys go through that last show.
Marshawn says, I feel so sorry for the people. Very sad. I had a situation with loud neighbors for years behind my wall. Thankfully, things have somewhat improved, but not all the way with the ghetto neighbors. Yeah. Like I said, I've lived in apartment buildings before, and it's a lot. I mean, especially like for me, because I'm older now, not old, older. It would drive me nuts to hear, feet stomping all over the ground, and like I said, you hear your neighbor who, they don't know how to put a pillow on the backboard or the headboard, or, what I'm saying. That would annoy me. It would. So that's why I have to live in a house, and I got a big mouth too. My neighbors be like, "Shut up." So yeah, but I'm sorry that you were going through that. Hopefully, your situation gets resolved. And let's see here, Anthony, how are you doing? And Brother Samuel say, now I got to save this live to document this historic birthday anniversary moment. Aw. Andre, he said, I got my Sadie Hawkins on. It's dancing time. Do tell, do tell. And Barricade, how you doing? He said, that's what's up. Wish I had a neighbor like you. Yeah, Donovan, he a little crazy. He think he the bomb, right? He walk around, he pull his belt buckle in his pants all the way up. Let me go out there and have a talk with them. They don't understand. I'm the block captain. I mean, he really is too. He the block captain.
Well, I also have a reputation, here in California, because they want everybody disarmed. You do not need a permit to walk. As long as you're on your property, you can have your gun open carry, as long as you're on your property. So I'm known as that military guy at the bottom of the cul-de-sac. Every now and then, I will walk out with my AR-15 or my, my Beretta or my 9mm, and I'll talk to my neighbors with that slung across my shoulder or whatever. They'll say, "Hey, what's going on?" So I'm cleaning my gun today, whatever the deal is. And they kind of look at you. It might sound a little crazy, but they're like, okay. The funny thing is, when we're talking about politics lately, a lot of the single strong women, they are hoping, and I've been telling them, you guys better get something to defend yourself, because they think that I'm going to come out and defend them and their children. And I told them, I said, no, my ammo is for me and my family.
That's yes, you will. Yes, you will. Okay, stop fronting. You're gonna be out there like Tarzan. You get in and swing to the rescue.
Well, if that's the case, I expect Thursday, Saturday, and Monday night visits.
You're gonna be with baby daddy number 15 too. Keep on. Jen, and how you doing, by the way? So I experienced a similar issue, rather. It was a single monster mom who allowed her children to play in the hall all hours of the night. Yeah, see, first of all, why is you're chilling out in the middle of the night? You know what I'm saying?
Ghetto moms. I mean, we have a single mom. I mean, they tear up the property so quick here that they move in for 3 months and then they're gone in 3 months. It's just so sad.
Right. Hello, Facts Not Feelings. How are you today? I'm telling y'all got to go watch our last show. You'll never see me like that again. Never. Okay. When I say never, I do mean never.
And the spirit was taking over her. She was in character. She was in character. You guys got to go see her. I'm telling you, she was in character.
Marshawn says, also now my apartment building is being taken over by see that right there. I'll give me a U-Haul. Never mind. I'll just put everything I can in my car and I'd be out of there. Say taken over by dogs. I can't tell you how many times dogs have jumped on me, shaking my head. Now I'm afraid of dogs. People don't care in my building, not even my landlord.
Yeah, and I was just telling Marshawn, you can hold the landlord accountable if you get bit by a dog. The property owner is accountable. A lot of people don't know this. If you have a house, there is a list of dogs that the insurance companies do not want you to have, and they will drop your property insurance because you own that type of dog. A lot of people don't know this. German Shepherds are on it. Of course, Pit Bulls are on it. Some of the craziest dogs that you wouldn't think would be on this list is on this list. And that's another reason why you have property insurance, because if your dog inadvertently bites somebody, it goes against your property insurance.
But it don't even be the people dogs, and I guess I should be careful how I say this, but certain neighborhoods be dogs just roaming around. Like sometimes I be, driving through the 3rd and the 5th ward, and I see dogs and be just a pack of dogs just hanging out, look like they're uncared for because a lot of them are skinny. And I always think of Donovan. I'm like, damn, Donovan need to come down here with a U-Haul and get all these dogs and take them home with him. I'm like, for real, because there's dogs everywhere. Some of them look like they haven't eaten in a while. And I'm like, there is no way in hell I will live around here and be walking in the neighborhood because I told y'all how I almost got eaten up by a pit bull one time when I was walking, and I've never been the same. So I feel you, Marshawn. I do. And Andre, you say my costume consists of a white cowboy hat, $300 dark shades, and a prosthetic boot. I'm almost afraid to say do tell. Marshawn, you also say, next to my nightstand, I have my earplugs just in case. No way will I, he said, knock on anyone's door because these people will fight you. Believe me, I've seen a few fights. Shaking my head, telling you they don't care. Yeah, I hope you get out of that situation. That cannot be a good one to live in. I just couldn't imagine. So I'm hoping that, like you said, you see, you have some issues at the job. You get better resources, and that way you can move because nobody deserves to live like that. Hey sis, you must be talking to Brother Sam. Crazy. How you doing, by the way? All right. And Fly Guy, what's going on with you? Salutations to you as well. Hello, Miss Kiki. How are you? And Big C, what's going on? He says you cannot live in an apartment complex and expect silence, rent, or buy a house. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just, I mean, unless you live in a senior citizens apartment, even they be getting the crunk sometimes, right?
No, they be bringing in the grandkids and stuff, and it gets crunked up in there. Sad.
Yeah, so you're right. You just can't expect silence, and I don't know why people do, expect complete silence. Now, I do think that you should be able to live somewhere and not have people jumping up and down. Like if you're an upstairs neighbor, be considerate. You got people downstairs, and doing an electric slide in the middle of the night upstairs, and whatever you're doing up there. The people downstairs can hear you unless there's a big, cement block for ceiling, which I don't think they would have that. I don't know, but you should be considerate.
Right.
That's why
pad your headboards. I mean, it doesn't take much to buy a little, a padding to go against the wall so it doesn't slam against the wall and stuff. Come on, guys.
Hey, Travis, how you doing? He says, when the zombie apocalypse starts, all of Donovan's neighbors will take shelter at his house. Yep. Let me tell you, too, he got a whole lot of fruit trees back there. And you'll do fine there. He only got so much ammunition now. He can't take everybody out. So what I'll do is this: I will show up on like the third wave, and that way I'll know that he's out of ammunition.
If I hadn't fought to the base by then to fly out of here, just give it up. Just walk out.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The dog situation that would mess me up. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. And I warn you, said we have to start raising awareness, protecting one another. I totally agree with you. And Marshawn, you said you guys would let the fog go, or the dogs go anywhere in the apartment? I mean, everywhere. Oh yeah, like I said too, a lot of times people just release the dogs and I'm done with it, whatever, however they do it, and the dogs are now just roaming the neighborhood. And you think too, if the dogs are hungry, especially some of these killer dogs, if they're hungry, they haven't eaten, the next thing, best thing is somebody running around the neighborhood. I mean, I've actually read about stories in Houston, in those certain areas where somebody was riding their bike and they were mauled to death by a dog, or people's children mauled to death by dogs. Like,
Well, go on YouTube and look at the door cameras where you see the dogs are attacking like random cats and children playing and stuff. And it's just what it is. But if you live in an apartment and the dogs are roaming like that, you can actually sue that apartment in regards to the dogs roaming and stuff. But of course, you got to know when you do that, retaliation will come. You know what I mean? The retaliation will come. But if you do get injured, they're supposed to have insurance to cover, medical expenses and stuff like that. So just be wary of that. But they're not supposed to have dogs running willy-nilly on an apartment complex.
Yep. Ricky, how you doing? He says, I'm so grateful to God that I moved. In my last apartment, I had next door neighbors that were Irish. I think one night, at 11 p.m., one of the guys that lives there just yelled out in the middle of the night, right out of the silence, I can't wait till I get my $200 so I can move out of this motherfucker. It's crazy thing to be mad as hell and laughing at the same time.
Well, Ricky, if you think you got problems, I live in what is known as the former Mexico, California, right? So we have a migrant problem here, right? There is nothing worse than sleeping and then 2, 3, sometimes 4 in the morning, you hear, and they are partying like nobody's business, doing what they do, and you really can't do anything about it. The police will come out and they'll fine them, and these people don't care. They'll just keep getting fined every time they get called out, and the fine goes higher, higher, higher. But these people, all night long, all night long. And God, Cinco de Mayo, you can forget it. Firecrackers, we live in a place where you can't have fireworks. That don't stop them. That don't stop them at all.
Yeah, when I lived out there, the mariachi music was off the hook. Forget sleeping, unless you're just a heavy sleeper and maybe you're so tired you just doze off. But yeah, it was. When I lived in California, I had most of all my neighbors were Hispanic. So God forbid it was a holiday. I had the one behind me. I had the one across the street, and then there was one on the end of the block, and it was just a lot. And it's like, what can you do though? You gonna go out there? Shut up! One time I did holler out the window, and then I closed it real quick so they wouldn't know who it was.
And then when you have a lot of multiple Hispanic families, Friday, this one's partying. Saturday, the next one's partying. Sunday, then the next one. I mean, it's an ongoing thing.
Yep. Jenny say my cousins grew up where this incident happened. The owners changed the name, but the element stayed the same. Yeah. And Brina, how you doing? You says I actually live in a senior place. My husband is senior and it's cheaper. It's mostly quiet, but this city is changing. Had a homeless person screaming outside the other day. Yeah, it's changing everywhere. I was watching, I don't know if you guys know the cussing pastor, but I was watching him last night, and he lives in Memphis, and he says he's scared to go outside. He says a tank of gas would last him maybe, a couple days or so. He says now it's lasting him 2 weeks because he just doesn't leave the house anymore. He says he's afraid to. He's afraid that he may get robbed or something like that because the crime is so rampant. But that's true everywhere. I mean, depending on where you go in Houston, you might not make it back.
Now that's terrible when a man of God who's supposed to be shielded by God's prayer and his fencing is afraid to go outside. What about us that are just out here outright sinners? We ain't got a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't go outside much myself unless I do, but I make sure I go places that I deem to be safe, and I go during the day. Oops. Donovan crazy. John, how you doing? Says you look hot and gorgeous. Oh, well, thank you. In costume. Says Donovan nailed the spider suit. Both y'all fun. Blessings. Respect to the chat. Yeah. There's not too many people in their 50s. I think I could tell y'all we're in our 50s that are just straight up stupid like we are. You know what I'm saying? That takes a special level of stupidity.
And just not taking yourself seriously all the time. I mean, you got to kind of let yourself go and do other things. I mean, we have one life to live, so why not? I never want to be that grandparent that is like not fun. I want to be the one that's like, hey, Uncle Don or Grandpa D. He's a cool guy.
Ricky Marcus Thompson, how are you? You say now that's a Demetri K. I like. Now I don't get to wear my hair out much because the weather is so bad here. But yesterday, it was 46 degrees here yesterday. Okay. The day before was 90 degrees. Today, it is 61 degrees. What the hell is going on in Houston? Okay. So when it's cold, I can wear my hair out. It's still kind of, shrank up quite a bit, but I like to wear my hair out every once in a while. But thank you. All right, so let's see here. Common man, where the hell have you been? Where have you been? But how you doing? He says, I can't live in an apartment. I tried that, didn't work. I grew up in houses all my life, but I respect people who can live in apartments. Yeah, see, that's me. I've mostly lived in houses. I have, obviously when I first started, I had my own apartment and, that kind of stuff. But I just don't have the patience to live in an apartment at this age because I know I would go crazy, right? Because I need my peace and quiet because of what I do. And, you want to be able to hear yourself think. But I couldn't imagine having an upstairs neighbor just doing the most. It would drive me crazy, too. So I'm with you on that one. And Tyrell, how are you doing today? Shannon, what is going on with you, lady? And Terrell, you say, he says, I'm dreading thinking about being a senior citizen. Not me. I got what, technically 3 more years, less than 3 years till I'm a senior citizen.
I've already been getting my AARP membership applications and stuff.
Yeah, they sent it to me on my 50th birthday. I haven't gotten it. I should though, because it sounds like there's some great benefits involved with being an AARP member. But I was like, that's a little too old, too soon. Let me enjoy being in my 50s, just a little bit before I have to, you got a senior discount. I heard it's Tuesday. Every Tuesday is a senior discount. Complex blackness. Where have you been? How you doing? He says, ain't the Lord supposed to protect the pastor? Yeah, but God tell you to use wisdom too, right? He said, don't be no fool. Don't force me to give you a miracle. If you know it's dangerous in them streets, stay out them streets, right? So, and plus, the pastor kind of old. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you don't have to, then don't. And Tyrell, he says, when we become senior citizens, it's going to be 100 times worse. Not if you keep yourself up. I know Donovan and I, we be in the gym, we work out, you just like age is really, it's okay. Listen, I don't take this in the wrong way. It's not the R. Kelly way, okay? Age really is just a number. It's just a number. And we are old as we think we are, right? A lot of times we get older, we're like, oh, time to, get the walker and the Bengay. Now, hell to the no. I'm gonna grow old, screaming and kicking. That is, I swear, I'm just not gonna concede to. Well, I'm 50 now. I'm over the hill. Let me go and see what kind of moo-moos I can store up for the winter, or whatever.
If anything, as I get older, there's two things I'm definitely going to do. I'm gonna keep up my indoor gun range membership, and I'm gonna make sure my guns are good to go. If anything that I can do, I'm gonna do that.
My daughter says, she says, if you're still single, and if my dad is still single, her dad, that she's going to put us on a cruise ship, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to cruise until we die. She says she's going to put us on a cruise ship, and we're just going to live on a cruise ship, and we're going to cruise everywhere. I was like, I don't have a say-so in the matter? She says, no, you don't. I said, me and your dad going to be on the same ship, or we going to be on different ships? Brina says, I'm in Cali, Donovan. That's what I grew up around Mexicans. The man next door was in a mariachi band. Parties were off the chain, but they always sent over tamales. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I could tolerate the noise if you send it over some tamales. I could do it. And Terrell, you say poverty bring people together. The way the government is ran is the source. And Ja, I agree with you. Says poverty makes the poor man rob. The system is to blame. Yeah, and I think that's definitely part of it. Some people say you don't have to rob or whatever the case is, but the system knows what it's doing. You dilapidate the community of any resources at all, and people are going to resort to crime. I'm not saying they should, but that's just kind of the way it works, right? So yeah, I agree with you. When Jeannie said exactly, we had our 20s to be a fool. We had our 20s, our 30s, our 40s, and our 50s, and just wait till the 60s. It's just wait for it. I'm telling you, whenever me and my daughter are out, she's like, can you just be serious for once? I'm like, no, why? For what? I don't want to be serious. I told y'all we was going to Japan. She was sitting in the middle, and she told me and Donovan, me and Donovan get together, we'd be cutting up. She's like, oh, hell no. I'm not putting up with both of y'all all the way to Japan.
What was it? The flight was full, and she was trying to move to another side.
Yeah, she was trying to move, and they wouldn't let her. They wouldn't let her move. It's like, you're stuck with us. She's like, y'all better take some Benadryl or something. Terrell, you say America doesn't censor enough. We claim to be free, but allowing a toxic environment to flourish is not freedom. Yeah, I think it's all by design, because they really could do something about it, but they're like, well, nothing is worked in getting rid of us, so let them do it. We'll pretend like we care, but just let them do it, and then we'll be free of them. Anonymous B, how you doing? Where you been? Yeah, he says no more Diana Ross. Aha! I see you watched the last video. Yeah, listen. Diana Ross, my hat's off to her and anybody who could wear these eyelashes. It just ain't me. I couldn't do it. It was like, it was crazy. But yeah, it was actually pretty fun. Let's see. No, wait. Diana Ross is still with us, okay? I see how that went awry there in the comment section. Diana Ross is not dead. I was Diana Ross in our last podcast. You had all the glitz and the glam. I was Diana Ross. Y'all have to go check it out. So Diana Ross, to my knowledge, is still with us unless she went on the glory within the last 30 minutes or something. I don't know.
Well, actually, let's correct that. She wasn't Diana Ross. She was Mahogany.
Right.
Actually, the character Diana Ross played.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you?
Yes. Touch me in the morning.
Yes. Oh my God, you stupid. Marshawn, you say on the other day someone let the dog do. Oh, number one, that's bad too. And number one, it didn't bother to clean it up. And you don't know. I want to know the other stuff. They don't clean as well. Homeless people are always in my building. Yeah, see, you know what? I do wish a downpour of money would come your way so that you can move. I couldn't imagine being in a situation, like that. So I really do hope that you can move soon. Ashley, how are you doing today? Intern Ira, where you been? Only salam to you as well. You says your natural aesthetic beauty is fire. Oh well, thank you so much. Again, it's the weather in Houston is terrible. It won't allow me to really just wear my hair the way I want it to be, like real tight, Terrell says censorship definitely has a place in society. When you lack balance, it's extremely important to block out toxic behavior. Absolutely. Marshawn says, I tried to add that last part, that people who lived in my apartment trash my apartment building. Yeah. Oof. That's horrible. Common Man says, I live in the boonies, so I don't have those problems. The only thing that I have to be afraid of is when a black bear comes walking through, or skunks. Man, where you living at? In Grizzly Adams?
It'll just be a matter of time before they develop that area. When I was in Alaska, my ex used to live like right on the outskirts of this wilderness area. And within like a couple of years, they developed that area. And that's where all the moose were hanging out. So they moved the moose up out of there.
Wow, you do be safe, Common Man. We're doing well. You sound like you probably got you what is it, a musket? You got to have you a musket.
Look at that show, Grizzly Adams. I used to watch that on Sunday nights. It was great.
Davy Crockett. Jim, you say don't knock it till you try it. Those senior specials hit different. When my mom was alive, she would go to Ross, and every Tuesday, they had those senior specials. And so when I hit 55, I guess that's when I'm a senior. I'm gonna be like, how about that 10% off?
You think that's crazy? I used to get mad. They would give senior discounts at like McDonald's or one of these restaurants I used to go to. And I was like, well, I was in the military. They go, we don't give military. I said, so a person who just grows old, you'll give a discount, but somebody who puts their life on the line, you won't. I said, just give me the 10%, senior discount. They go to the manager. The manager's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why not? I was like, yeah, come on, man, come on.
Yeah, I think y'all should automatically get a senior discount. Not a senior, a military. You get that next month? You get the senior discount. And Shaddy says, good to see you guys. It's becoming mayhem, especially in Chicago, like California. Donovan, yeah, it's a mess everywhere. I mean, you just gotta really have your head on swivel, because this country, it's a lot. I mean, you could be anywhere, I saw there was a robbery. I think maybe it was in California, on the side of the road. The man broke down on the freeway, and the people came up and robbed him. It's like,
that was California.
Broad daylight.
But you stupid people that don't know how politics, y'all gotta vote Joe Biden. Y'all gotta vote the Democrat.
Is that Roland Martin? Porky Pig. Common Man says, It's no great benefits being an ARP. They're always trying to sell you something. Okay, then I ain't gonna apply for that.
Yeah, and actually, ARP is a lobbying group. They lobby for senior things, mostly for senior white people. It isn't really benefiting Black folks because the things that they lobby for is like a money aspect, and it just doesn't really benefit Black people. But they need you to be a member because the more membership they have, the more influence they have.
And Soto, I don't know if I said hello to you, but how you doing? He says, I'm like you, sis. I don't get old. I just mature. Absolutely. We get, better with time. Fine like wine. Ain't that what they say? Uh, let's see here. And Warren, you say AFO, mean awareness field officer, a Zoom project I want us to work on saving Black America. Okay. Yeah, ARP. I'm gonna pass on that. And intrinsic one, how you doing? Long time no see. He says never complain about getting older. It's a privilege denied to many. You ain't lying. I mean, you know what? Sometimes when you think of that concept, you just have to stop and say, thank God. Because there's a lot of people our age, younger, whatever, that's just not here no more, right? So being able to grow old and do it gracefully and even not so gracefully, right? But just growing old, that is a privilege. It really is. So you're absolutely right.
And real quick, for those of you guys that don't know, there was a study done, and they're saying that when you look at the generations that have passed, our generation, there are more people dying in their 50s in our generation than any generation before it. So what's that telling us in regards to the stress that we're under, the diet that we're under? Look at all our friends that are in their 50s having heart attacks and all that other stuff. Something is going on to where we are systematically not living. Technically, right now, living to 100 should be automatic. It should be automatic. But in our generation, the Generation X and Yers, they are dying in their 50s for some reason, and they're keeping the poll of that. But you guys should be aware of that. It's also because of our diet, our lifestyle, what we're doing. So, be cognizant of that when you think about it. Nothing against the ladies and some of these big dudes, but I'm sorry, if you're obese and stuff, that is not healthy. And I'm not saying you won't be here a long time, but don't expect to be here a long time.
You better tell them. Hello, Miss White. How are you? And happy Halloween to you as well. I think I should preface that by saying, of course, we don't necessarily celebrate it, but it's fun, right? Out of the things you can do, or I guess, or not do. Halloween, I don't know. And I know some people say, oh, it's demonic. Your summoning the devil. I don't do that. Okay, I don't be doing all of that. But sometimes too, it's cool not to take yourself too seriously. I know, especially with us in Black America, the things that we have go on with us. Sometimes we can be bogged down with the stress and the muck and the mire of being in America. But it's okay to laugh and have fun sometimes too. So, and DJ X1, how you doing? He says you don't need that anyway. You are beautiful as you are. Oh well, thank you. I think you were talking to me, but thank you so much. I think you're talking about those eyelashes. Yeah, like I said, blessed are the sisters and the fellas that could wear the eyelashes. I just ain't one of them. I can't do it. Yeah, I'm telling you, Donovan has missed his calling. He need to go back to an impersonation school or something. I don't know if there's such a thing. Maybe he can start one. Yeah, Facts Not Feelings says I just tried to type America censored way too much, and it was censored. Really? Yeah, that's why a lot of us on this platform here and other platforms, we just kind of are careful what we're saying because they are taking people's platforms and stuff. So we don't own it. And I guess I should try to plug this. If you guys haven't already, go over to the African Diaspora News channel.org. I think it's African Diaspora News, African Diaspora News, I think channel.org. It's a website. Y'all can sign up. Of course, we can we have stuff over there, and we can kind of say what we want over there. But y'all have to go sign up. So African Diaspora News channel.org. And you can get a lot of good content that you can't get on here over there. Black America says, I love the fresh chips on guac dip they make and send over. You talking about the Mexican homies? Yes, indeed, Facts Not Feelings. America censor way too much, especially in light of what's going on now that we really ain't gonna talk about. But they're trying to also censor, what's going on in the Middle East. I guess I'll say that. Turner Iris says, I laugh my ass off at Donovan's Polly Martin impersonation. Yeah. Roland is he really losing it. Did y'all see he was mad about he said he gonna have to start laying off people or something
Yeah,
like that.
that check didn't go as far as he thought it would
Talking about he's
from the
spending
Democratic Party.
$80,000 to $90,000 now. Is that a month or is that a year? Like,
no, he's saying that it costs 80 to 90,000 like a show or something like that. I was like, what kind of show are you putting on?
All that echo you got in your background and
grifting. The grift is real.
He got all that echo in his background and he's spending that kind of money. He can't get a decent microphone. Yikes. Facts and Feelings says, here's a recent example of U.S. censorship. How many people know over the last week there were about 60 C-17 Globe Master military cargo planes headed over the Mediterranean near Palestine region.
Yeah, that's not unusual in the Middle East. We already have troops and things in place over there already. We've never actually really left. There's a bunch of military troops in Qatar and all that other stuff. They're just sending reinforcement type stuff just in case this thing kicks off. So.
And Brina, you say there's an AARP group for Black women. Okay, I'm about to see what they be talking about up in there. But I'm not a member. Maybe one day. And Andre says, grew up on McDonald's and KFC instead of Big Mama's cooking. So you're talking about the people that's running around now? Yeah, there's definitely a lot of chemicals up off in that food. So you ain't lying. Warren said, is Trump really orange? He actually is.
Yeah, he's using that tan. He uses tan type stuff and makes them orange.
Yeah, MC Fact, how you doing? You say, you got to watch your diet. You got people still eating McDonald's. Yeah. I mean, we're starting to see, especially a lot of people doing these experiments. They're lighting the burgers and stuff, or trying to anyway, on fire. They're not catching on fire. They're not moldy or anything like that after years and years and years. So it's like,
isn't that crazy?
Why would you put that in your body? I mean, and then I think it was McDonald's or some other burger place. I don't remember which one it was. But the guy said he was getting ready to eat it and it smelled like fumes, or fuel, or I think that's what he was saying. So he lit it and it caught on fire, but it didn't burn. So he's like, what are they doing to these hamburgers? And we're eating these. People don't care.
Yeah, no, the only thing I eat at McDonald's, and I'm wary about eating that, is the fries. I don't eat anything else at McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, even the fries are problematic. They don't rot either. And if you think you're a vegan and you're gonna go eat McDonald's fries, they actually put like beef flavoring on the fries. But yeah, those fries, they're not from what I understand, they're not natural either. Jamie, what is his name? He's a chef in the UK. His last name escapes me, but he actually sued McDonald's and got them to change from saying to all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, because he said it's not all beef. He broke down all the stuff that's in there, and then the chicken McNuggets and with some other stuff. So he sued them, and they had to stop saying that it was all beef. But he was like, this is garbage. It's killing people, and y'all are letting them get away with saying that is all beef, and it's not. Maybe when it first started, it was all beef, but it hasn't been for a long time. Jamie Oliver, that's his name, Jamie Oliver. And Turner, say most of us live a death style, not a lifestyle. You better preach. Hello, GA. How are you today? Oh, thank you, Tracy. Thank you. You know what? That was actually really kind of hard to get 16,000 subs. Because as I said, over here, we try to keep it mellow. We don't have a whole lot of antics, sans Halloween, when we're putting on costumes and stuff. Yeah, we just try to keep it real simple, not trying to, do a bunch of ridiculousness, even though I know sometimes it gets kind of left field. But yeah, I thank every last one of y'all for helping me achieve 16,000 subscribers. That is quite a feet. So
yeah, especially when you started with only 13 friends in your bedroom talking about issues and stuff like that, from 13 to 16.
Well, yeah, on Facebook I had a larger following as well. My videos would get into the thousands as well. And Facebook has changed too, with the algorithms and stuff like that. But But yeah, so I appreciate you guys. And Yanni, how are you doing? And of course, y'all know I'm on YouTube because Donovan kept putting the elbow in my ribs. What are you waiting on? Yes, you guys, the website for African Diaspora News Channel is in the chat. Common Man says, I'm in the last generation, generation baby boomer, but for the first generation who were vaccinated for everything. So I don't know how long I'll live. You know what?
Listen, wait, Common Man, you must have that scar that we all have, that little
I ain't got that scar. I don't have that.
Yeah. You got that what do they call that? Keloid? That keloid from all the shots and stuff like that. So
I don't have that. Yeah, but it's like, what the hell kind of needle is that? Where's doing that to people? Michael, how are you? Say Demetri and Donovan, millennials are dying in their early to mid 30s because they are economically stressed out. That is partially true as well. It says, don't forget that Congress and big corporations changed a lot of policies in the 1980s. Yes, indeed. You're right. You're absolutely right. And they changed a lot in regards to food as well. Don't quote me because I'm still learning about it, but they said that diabetes wasn't really a thing like it is now until like the 80s, late 70s or whatever, when they started to introduce high fructose corn syrup into the diet. They started to put it in everything because sugar was too expensive. And so with that came a lot of health issues, and people just haven't been able to shake it because it's, high fructose corn syrup and eating a lot of sugar is just part of our daily routine. And also they said that sugar or eating sugar is like the equivalent of a cocaine habit, right? A crack habit. People are just simply addicted. I'm glad to say that I'm not addicted. It's rare that I eat sugar, so I feel much better. I wish I'd have learned more about it a long time ago. Yeah, the fries there, they are not real. Do not eat those. Yep, Renz G. Jamie Oliver is his name. Oops. And Brina says, I just got offered a job today at a company that delivers healthy food to people with medical conditions that are looking to better their health through diet. That is awesome. And that's awesome that they're doing that. But I think the optimal thing to do is to eat it before you get to that point, right? Especially if you have medical conditions due to your diet, we should just start doing that now. Listen, I don't eat perfect. I eat some things sometimes that I shouldn't eat, but I don't eat them all the time because I want to be here, right? I don't want to be, as I said, a grandma sitting on the porch talking about, I sure wish I could. I just can't, baby. Now I'm going to be out there. They're going to be like, Grandma, that's enough cartwheels. Stop.
Right. Or have you seen the movie Wildcats with Goldie Hawn and all the football players, and they didn't know she was a marathon runner and she beat them all and stuff like that? That's how you're going to be like, your grandma, wait.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Grandma crazy. Yes.
And I'm just going to say this too. I have a few friends that are in great relationships, right? But for some reason, a few of them will put their relationships at risk for the simple fact that they don't want to go to the gym. That's how crazy it has gotten. Even though if your man asks you to go to the gym and or let's say you're dating a guy that's a gym rat himself. Number one, who benefits by you going to the gym? He doesn't benefit from that. You do.
Kind of he does.
Well, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he does benefit, but overall, health-wise, you do. And I have some friends that will risk it all, relationship and everything, all because they don't want to go to the gym. Ladies, I'm just going to say this. Men do not have to accept you at a certain look or whatever. Yeah, we understand medical conditions. We understand that. But when there is no reason for you not to take care of yourself and do that, don't be mad when the guy either replaces you or he decides to go somewhere else and look at another, type chick that'll do what it is he wants him to do. Because I don't think it's unreasonable. I really don't.
No, I mean, I don't. And Urban Bake, how you doing? He says, you guys see, yeah, I saw that. My friend Ricky, he posted a picture of him in the snow in Chicago. Says, you guys see it's snowing in Chicago, first snow for the migrants. Yeah. That's when they're gonna be like, hey, you know what?
Migrants ain't got no problem. They're in hotels. It's for those veterans and those Americans that are out in the streets.
You know, but I saw that in New York, Mayor Adams is saying, hey, we're gonna give y'all one-way ticket to get the hell out of here. Anywhere you want to go. So they said some are going to Colombia and Morocco because they like, listen, it's finna get cold up in these streets. It was cool in the summertime, you know, where you could just kind of bask out on the sidewalk and be all right. But you don't want to go through that. You know what, Brina, you took the words right out of my head. I'm gonna get to that in just a second. Freddie B, how you doing? Thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for that. Donovan said, I made some red beans and rice with some greens the other day, finished it all, and we'll make some jambalaya after the show. Look at you. Look at you.
There's something about when it's the winter and the fog, it's colder, I like to cook. I'll cook more at home.
Yeah, that's what you have a crock pot. Don't you have you have a crock pot.
I'll do it all.
Crock pot, yeah, a crock pot is good. I bought a Dutch oven. It's amazing. I'm telling you, it is. You can do so much in that Dutch oven. Like I said, it's getting cold, so you can start making your soups and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Use your oven.
And you take out your classy clothes and cover yourself up, but you look matching with the nice long trench coat and got the shaft look rolling out.
Let me tell y'all something, okay? I love a good trench coat. I've got bought 5 of them within the last probably 3 weeks. Now, all on sale. I got one at the thrift store, $12. When I tell you that thing is all dang near all the way to the ground. It's real heavy, and it's got like a nice little hood on it too. It is so. I'm gonna show it to y'all one day. And then I was out and about, and I saw another trench coat, and I was like, damn, how bad do I want it? I don't need it. I said, you know what? You deserve another coat. And so I got it. I'll show it to you guys another time. But anyway, MC Fact said those shots y'all got back in the days were different. In those days, stuff like polio shots went through the proper clinical trials. Yeah, that stuff that they had going on not too long ago. Y'all can go on Twitter and see all of that debate about that, Yeah, Brina, back to what I was saying. Yeah. Men, and Donovan, I totally agree with you. Women, if your man is saying, hey, this is still a little too much pushing to the cushion. Oh, for real? Why you ain't tell me sooner? All right. When we going to the gym? You know what I'm saying? Because, baby, I noticed I can't even see your belt no more. So yeah, it does go both ways, and I get it. Getting older, you kind of just want to sit on the couch and watch TV, and I hate to sit on the couch and watch TV. I like to watch TV. I don't watch it as much, but when I do, it's like when I have nothing else to do. But I also hate it because when I'm sitting there, I then get what it means to be a couch potato, right? You're sitting there, you're not really doing much, you're watching TV, and then you're like, man, I'm sure I am hungry. And then you say, no, you're not, because you just ate something 5 minutes ago. Well, the kitchen is right there, So that's why I don't really like sitting and watch TV, because then I be wanting to, snack on stuff. And I've gotten away from that. But when I sit down and watch TV, it's like, so yeah. But, I get it. It's easy to say I'm getting older. I'm just gonna tap out. I'm tap out. My fine years was behind me, and I'm not gonna try no more. Not me. They gonna bury me with probably some gym clothes on. Okay. How did she die? It's shaking her booty in Zumba.
She was just rolled over on the bike like this.
Right. Mike Lewis, how you doing? He says, I don't mess with McDonald's. Yuck, haven't for so many years. Yeah, I don't even know why McDonald's is still in business, but that's just me. I don't know. Just it's not real food. And Ricky says, MC Fact, and those shots actually cured things. Yeah, the stuff they got going on now. And MC Fact, you say those immigrants are gonna be sorry they didn't stay in Venezuela once the winter set in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was all fun and games when the breeze was nice and the sun was just, touching, sun kissing your skin and all of that. But The brutal. Listen, it's 47, 6 degrees here yesterday. I walked outside and I said, oh, no, 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 no. Let me go put some clothes on.
Yeah, and I know where McFadden is coming with that, but my understanding is that when you're an illegal migrant, you have housing, you have a $9,000 to house yourselves. So I don't
But
see
they
them
don't have
having a
room for them
problem.
anymore
Yeah,
because they're still coming in and
yeah.
they're saying, like in New York, he's saying we just don't have room for y'all anymore. We don't. So y'all, here's the one. You know what I said? I'm gonna go to New York and be like, I'm an immigrant and I'm trying to go to South Africa. Can y'all send me that far? I'll pay for the ticket back.
But then you'd have to expose yourself as an American, then you got to owe that money back.
Doesn't matter. Listen, I'll alleviate some space for about a week or two, and then I get my own ticket back. Yeah, I mean everybody should have a crock pot. I love it. You can make all kind of stuff in that thing.
Everybody should have a crock pot and a rice cooker.
I have a rice cooker. I just don't use it much. I be
Yeah,
forgetting
those
about
of
it.
us that know how to cook rice from the day our parents taught us, yeah. But I'm talking about these younger kids. You got to have a rice. Like in Japan, when I grew up, even way back when, the Japanese have a rice cooker. That's just part of the culture.
Yeah, and I try not to eat too much rice because I do love rice. But yeah, rice cooker's convenient. But I like you said, I'm old school. By the time I even think about the damn thing, the rice be already on the stove. Common Man says, my market went, my mark went away. That was for TV. Since I was 8 years old when they started, we had to line up in school. I think it was second grade. I remember correctly. Those boys and girls were on different sides. Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
I remember that. I remember when I was in boot camp, they had us line up, and you went through this line, and they just shot you with the gun, the air gun, the compressed gun, but then it would cut you if you moved or something. Horrific.
I'd be like, I changed my mind, Uncle Sam. I changed my mind.
Oh, by the way, my good friend Dimitra, because you keep asking me, they have raised the age limit to join the military. You could be 42 now. If you want to join the Air National Guard, the reserve part of it, it's 42, from 41 to 42. So if you're interested.
Because I always said I would go into the reserves for the benefits. So I could, I could be living high on the hog. I surely will do a weekend a month. How far I got to run? Oh,
a mile and a half.
I could do that.
And as a woman, I think you could do it in, you have to do it in like almost 20 minutes.
Oh man, I'd be like Bugs Bunny, when he was waiting at the finish line. What's taking y'all so long? Let him raise it to 52 right today.
Right, and we're not saying the military is for we're not saying the military is for everybody. We're not trying to promote that, but like Dimitra being a big supporter of the military and all that other stuff, seeing the benefits that have accumulated through myself and other friends, she's like, if she can get a little bit of that, what she's entitled to, hey, she'll do what she's got to do.
I mean, Donovan, the higher ups. Why don't you tell them? My good friend, she did a lot to support the troops, okay? And I think she should get some honorary pension or something. Damn.
Something. Give her a little something. Break her off a little something,
Golly. Yanni, yes, you say it's gumbo weather. It's all that, we're going to change subjects in just a minute. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm making bean soup now. Navy bean it is so good. It really is. I like making bean soups. I like making chili. I do a good homemade chili. I can do it vegan, obviously. I can do it the other way too. But yeah, it's I love fall. I really do. Let's see here. Brother Damon, how are you? Where you been? Where you been? Says late to the show. Shalom, family, Miss K and Donovan. Yes, indeed. And Donovan says, when you're older, working out is more crucial than when you get younger. Yeah, especially they say you should lift weights, especially as women, because we tend to get like osteoporosis. Our bones, I guess, get a little on the weaker side, which is how you see some people who are kind of bent over and they get that hump. So I'm lifting weights. So I try to lift weights like 3 times a week. But I'm a cardio girl. I love, love, love cardio. I really do. But, cardio makes me a little on the skinny side. I know that's kind of sound weird, but when you lift weights, it does like tone you up a little bit more. Let's see here. They are. Now, you know what? Y'all know what's so weird? And maybe it's not weird. You know, nowadays you go to the gym and you see people, I mean, especially women, you see things just jugged up in every corner of their body. And it's like, that ain't uncomfortable. But I'm not like that. You know, I'll go with a giant t-shirt on, some baggy sweats, some nice, tennis shoes, depending on what I'm doing. I have some cycling shoes. I have, shoes I use for Zumba and the weightlifting shoes, whatever. I'm not there for all that. I ain't there for you to be, looking all up in, and especially when you use that machine, you're doing like that. I need my clothes baggy. I don't need you all up in, what I'm doing, brother or sister, you know.
And, so yeah, Demetria's a sweater, so she starts lifting, she starts sweating. So
oh yeah. And Brina says, this new job is remote. I'm going to have to make a serious commitment to go to the gym every day. Yeah, working from home. Yeah, you got to have a schedule and be about it, because you sit down all day. And then too, they have those standing desks where you can stand up and you can work and get your steps in and stuff like that. But
or Brianna, to do like I did when I can't get to the gym, I bought a little workout bench and stuff, and you can do it that way too at home. Put it in your garage. They fold up. You can fold them and put them away and stuff. So you can do stuff like that. That's why when I hear people making excuses why they can't go do this and do that, hey, especially you ladies, we're not talking about massive squatting. We're talking about like 10-pound weights or 5-pound weights and ankle things. There's little things you can do to maintain your workout ethic.
Hey Charles, how you doing? I hope you're well. You say Norte Vista beat Ramona. Your school only lost the first game of the season, D. Okay, so Norte Vista's good now. Norte Vista is, my alma mater. So they're good again now. Actually, Norte Vista lost to Cheryl Miller. She was playing for Poly back in the day, like I think it was 81 or something like that, and whooped the pants off of Norte Vista.
Yeah, wasn't that when she got like 80 points or something? Like
it was stupid.
Yeah,
it was just like, okay, we get it. You know what I mean? We get it. And MC Factory say, here's another thing: a lot of people still smoke cigarettes.
Well, it's not even cigarettes. What are they smoking now? Those filters, and now the marijuana. They're doing a lot of that now. So
yeah,
and don't get me wrong, I'm not against marijuana, but it's not like the Bob Marley stuff. The stuff that they're smoking now, that is totally not holistic. I'm sorry, you can't tell me it is, because it's just not.
Yeah. And Tracy said, I exercise at home. Yeah, I do. I do some of it all. Exercise at home, at the gym, outside. Stop. Oops. Freddie B says, I got to be fair. A lot of men are rocking them big guts. Got to do better.
Hey, but those ladies like that big gut. Y'all like that big gut. Y'all like to lift up and find what it is you're looking for.
Do y'all like to lift up and find what you're looking for?
Well, no, but that's when we throw the flour out there and we find the wet spot.
Star Child, how you doing? And Brina, you say there's a lot of good videos on YouTube as well. I'm looking at all options. Yep, do a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. All right, so I'm going to switch gears here. Oh yeah, I was gonna say about the cigar weed, the marijuana. Yeah, like you said, Donovan, is not what it used to be. Like back in the day, it's chemically engineered now, and it's chemically engineered with a purpose. And Dr. Wesley Muhammad for the Nation of Islam, he has a whole book and lecture and all that about it. And once he breaks it down, it's like, why would anybody put what those folks are manufacturing in their labs? Why would you put that in your body? Because as he said, yeah, back in the day, you can make the argument that whether it was addicting or you could get addicted to it back then. But now, because there's so much chemicals, they have all these different strains and all that other stuff. He says that, yeah, it is addictive, because how is that you figure people, what they do is wake and bake and they smoking it all day. As he said, back in the day, it was recreational. Like, hey, we just hanging out with smoking a doobie, every once in a while or whatever. But now people's like, I gotta have it. It's like, I thought it wasn't addictive.
Right, and then it's not motivational. That doesn't make them motivated to do anything. Back in the day, they could smoke a doobie and still go back to work or still do stuff. Now it's like, I just rather sit here and just play video games.
And then he said too, because some of the strains it does make you, like they say, kind of hyper, give you energy. He says, but that's not what we did back in the day. We wasn't like that. So he says that you would make you wonder what's in it. Then also back in the day, there was an argument over the slippery slope theory that, or gateway, right? A gateway drug. And people used to argue, well, marijuana is not a gateway drug. Well, back then, maybe not so much, but now, because there's so much other stuff in it, it could lead to other drug habits, right? Because now you're looking for something else that's going to do it for you, right? So,
and that's why a lot of stuff is being laced with fentanyl now. Did you hear about that big bust of fentanyl down by the border? I think it was a hell of a lot of fentanyl, and everything's being laced with fentanyl now. And now, if a little bit of fentanyl will knock the hell out of a horse, people are taking it. It's crazy.
And some people don't even know they taking it. It's just laced up in there. So it's a lot going on. But yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna be smoking no weed. Let's see here. Okay, so let's switch gears here and put this up. As I said, there's another list. Y'all know last week there was a list that circulated from women who were surveyed, and it was a list of places they just wasn't gonna go on no first date. Cheesecake Factory, the Your House, Netflix and the chilling. It wasn't going to church or any of that other stuff, right? But this, I don't know who this woman is, but they said a woman made a list of things that she will do for her man. And here it is. All right. So we have this list here. And let's see who came on here. Just want to acknowledge everybody. Tracy, you say you're not doing any lifting. Yeah, I lift. My daughter had me lifting heavy 2 weeks ago. My arm still hurts. So maybe I tore something. Big C says, and I'm not called Big C because I'm 300 pounds. Okay, well, tell her, fill us in. And Urban Bake says, an ex-addict said it made him feel just like crack. Yeah, I mean, because they put some other stuff up in there, but you can't reason with a lot of people, you know. They're like, no, it's not. And it's like, hey, them your lungs, you in your brain. You do what you want to do with it, okay? Ain't got nothing to do with me. And Troy says, I don't think marijuana is a gateway drug anymore because you don't need to upgrade to another drug because marijuana gets you high enough today. Yeah, but Dr. Wesley Muhammad, he's pretty done a lot of extensive research on it, and I believe him. I believe I've never done marijuana before, so maybe I'm speaking out of place. But he outlined it to where it made a lot of sense. Okay, here's the list. So she says, list of things you should do as a woman. Do you even meet the qualifications of everything that you're requiring of a man? This list y'all are creating. Okay, so she says, be his safe place, comfort zone, feel like home. Listen, be understanding and patient. You got to feed the soul. You got to love him unconditionally. Pray for him. Be his peace. Be his best friend. Uplift and encourage. Support him. Believe in him. Give forgiveness, grace, and compassion. Be compassionate. Understand him. Give him space. Cook for him. Feed him. Home cooked meals. Respect him. Be submissive. Allowing him to lead. Add value to his life, be nurturing, heal, and grow with him. Give him king treatment. Have a spiritual connection. Help him become a better man. Be able to take care of yourself. Never look at what a man can do for you financially. And take away his problems. Bring balance. I'm going to leave that list up there so that y'all can take a gander at that. Donovan, what do you think of this list? I see you probably answering Michael, and he's asking you about what you cook every day or whatever.
Yeah, well, whoever made this list, I see a lot of, there's a couple of things that kind of are the same thing, in my opinion, but it's a realistic list because, ladies, men are simple creatures. We really are. I mean, what's that, the triple F? Remember the triple F saying? Feed him, baba, and I mean, that's all. What men are, just super simple, and I think a lot of people make men blow it out of proportion. That like it just takes so much. Buy him a PlayStation, do this, take him out. No, we're very simple. We're very, very simple creatures, and most men will agree with that. We just want peace at the end of the day. I just really believe that. But a lot of this list I will agree with. because we do need prayer. It is hard to be a man out there and go out there and support your family or your woman. And number one, as a black man, we are already stressed out just being who we are. When we walk out that front door, we have to face the world with the situation that we are in. And I'm not making excuses, but those of us that know, we know. We're the last ones hired, the first ones fired. That's why we are so protective of our women. We really don't want our women working. We really don't want those things, because women are not built to deal with the BS that men have to deal with out here. We would rather have you guys at home, not as stressed because of the world problems. Unfortunately, women feel that they want to get out there, and now you guys are getting the brunt of what we're dealing with, and it's very sad. But basically, a lot of that thing, respect us and stuff. I mean, we're not getting respected out in the world. Ladies, I want you guys to really think about the fact that when that man leaves that front door, he is in another environment altogether. And when he comes back through that front door, he is in an environment that he hopefully wants for himself: peace, respect, prideful, nurturing, being wanted. We want those things. And if we don't have those things, it is very, very hard to maintain our status and want to deal with you or anything else. I mean, we're getting our asses kicked just being out in the world by itself. So I agree with a lot on this list.
And I forgot, I had the banner going across. She says also, take his soul. Now I'm imagining that has something to do with, their bedroom affairs or whatever the case is. But yeah, okay, take his soul. I see y'all putting some stuff up here. Emmett, how you doing? It says, are men built to be single fathers? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on going here. Urban Becky says a lot of things on the list just come naturally if you are reading and paying attention to your husband. I would say so. And Fly Guy says, preach, Don. And Brother Todd, how you doing? Says, hey, Demetri, Donovan for president. Yes, indeed. President of the local.
He-Man Woman Haters Club. No, ma'am. President of the No Ma'am chapter that I'm starting right here.
Yes, the new modern No Ma'am, that club. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot on that list. And when I read it, I was like, okay, I don't see I wouldn't have a problem with any of that at all. Okay, boy, let me before I speak too soon, let me look. Yeah, give him forgiveness and grace and be compassionate. Yeah, I think so, but it also depends on what I'm supposed to be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah. Okay, what else? Let's see. Help. Yep, definitely. I think help him become a better man. Yeah, be able to take care of yourself. I wonder. I'd like a little bit more explanation on that. Is she saying that you should, as a woman, if you're in a relationship with a man, your husband, I'm imagining you have the ability to financially take care of yourself, or is that something else? But I do agree that a woman should be able to take care of herself, and I think a man should be able to do that too, independently and together. Never look at what a man can do for you financially. Never is a strong word. Because I think, like, y'all know me by now, I'm not one of those women like, oh, you got to be making all this money and you driving. I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think you should have some sort of conversation about finances, whether it's between the both of y'all, not necessarily buckle how much money you making. I'm not saying that, but I think never is a strong word. Yeah, especially if you're asking us to be traditionally speaking, I'm supposed to stay at home. So I'm gonna be concerned if you can bring home the bacon and I can fry it up. Now, if you're a Muslim, you ain't gonna be doing no bacon. Then you say take away his problems. Depending on what the problem is, I don't think you have the ability to do that. Can you take away a person's problems? I don't know. It just depends on what it is. Now, if you are his problem, then yeah, you might you might want to do something about that. And take your soul. I think that speaks for itself. Um, I guess that's what she's speaking of. In the bed. But I think you in the bed, y'all should be taking each other's souls, right? It should just be two corpses laying in the bed when it's all said and done. Like, I'm dead.
Wasn't there? I don't know if you saw this one clip on YouTube where this one lady was complaining that her husband was doing it too much and she was ready to tap out. She's like, look, it ain't worth all this. She goes, I can't go to the bathroom without him putting it in my face. And she just said that her husband, it was too much for her. Now, my thing is this. You knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred.
So you talking about the man knew it was dangerous, or she knew it was dangerous?
She knew it was dangerous. I mean, if you're going to marry somebody, I'm very sure you're not going to marry a stranger in most cases. You know what I mean? So, if a man is highly sexually attracted to you, that comes par for the course. But she was complaining like she was ready to tap out. She's like, I'm ready to leave my marriage. And I don't know if you guys saw that on YouTube where she was complaining that she's tired, he wants it too much and whatever. So it's just kind of crazy. But hey, eventually a man will slow down. But if you initially got married, ladies, and he's attracted to you, you better be, not thankful, but happy that he's wants to do it with you for now.
Let me tell y'all something, okay? Let me tell you something. Yeah, a woman, I guess, should be happy that he wants to do that, but God dang it, give me a break. Get off me every once in a while, okay? Give me a moment to be like one with myself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm your wife, not your trampoline, buddy. You know what I mean? And I should not tell you no as much as possible, but can you respect me? Sometimes I just don't want you to just be jumping up and down on me every night. Give me a break. For real. Because as a man, y'all giving and the woman is receiving. Now, I know you older dudes, you're going to give a good 2 minutes, the old college try. That probably wouldn't be so bad. But if you're younger, couples like, golly, Leroy,
just lay back and open your mouth.
No, absolutely not, okay? Because what you're not going to do is be giving me that jackrabbit treatment. I'm sorry, okay?
Because I never.
No, absolutely not, okay? I'm saying.
I mean, the dog pound had the solution right there. Just lay back, no problem.
That is, listen, can I tell? I think it's late enough. Can I tell y'all something? It's more to it than you just laying back, okay? Matter of fact, let somebody do that to y'all, okay? And see if all you got to do is just lay back. It's more to it than that, okay? Yeah, and I see, some people saying, and Michael, you say you have an issue with, you had a few issues. I'll get back to that. He says 13, which is cook for him, feed him. Why you have a problem with that when it says 14, respect him? It says 15, be submissive, allowing him to lead. And 23, never look at what a man can do for financially. So I take exception to that. But the other ones, I'm not quite sure why. Like I said, it's my pleasure to cook for a man. I don't have a problem with it at all. I love it. Donovan says a woman should be traditional if they expect the man to be. Yeah, but vice versa. Absolutely. Marjorie say, right, Demetri, the meeting of the minds, financial training is a plus. Yeah, I mean, never is a strong word. Like, I'm just going to hope and pray, because y'all saw this, what we talked about earlier with the basketball player, and now his wife is on OnlyFans talking about shit. I got to put some bread on the table. I can't just be waiting for you to figure out what we going to do. So,
well, I found the solution.
Right. Okay. Now, Buster, you couldn't get it done, so I'm on OnlyFans. I ain't gonna be there long. Okay, I ain't gonna be there long, just enough so we can get on our feet, so you can get your game plan back together. Hello, Mr. Barr. How you doing? You crazy? Yeah, it's more than it's like a jackrabbit, like a sludge hammer. Now get off me. Get off me. Okay, give me a break. And Colin, how you doing? You say husband sounds like a deviant. Oh. MC Fat says, darn if you do, darn if you don't. No, I'm just saying, every day, all day, you just supposed to, you know, it's time, and then you just bend it like Beckham. Like, what are we doing?
Well, golly, we're both young and strong. She should be able to handle it.
Again, if the roles were reversed, you would understand, okay? You would understand.
No, that actually happened to me. I'm glad you brought that up. Roles were reversed. When I was married to my first wife, and she wanted to get pregnant immediately, right? It was like a job. I couldn't come into the door. She's like, "Okay, come on, let's go." I'm ovulating. It was a crazy thing, and I'm filling the cup up to the brim. I got to a point where I just said, you know what? I went to my boss. I said, I need a trip to Australia. I want to be gone for at least 20 days. I didn't want to come home because it wasn't fun anymore. I said, I'm done. I'm done. So I think
you didn't like being used and abused.
I liked it at first, but then it became a job. And after all of that work, she never got pregnant.
You know, you got to sometimes do it longer than 22 minutes. Okay. Sometimes it takes longer than 2 minutes. Michael says, I tell you why for number 13 and 14, it's great that women can cook for men. However, they should take turns cooking. Respect goes both ways. Leading cannot happen without both men and women. No, I mean, I get that. Yeah, I think everybody should learn how to cook. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. I'm one of those women who's like, stay up out my kitchen. I wanted to do that for me. Okay. You want to go in there and get you something great or whatever, but that's my kitchen. I got it from here. Thank you.
Yeah, and like for myself, Michael, my mom taught me to cook so I can feed myself when I'm by myself. I believe in roles. I'm not saying it's traditionally the woman. It is traditionally the woman's role to cook. I'll help out, every now and then if we had kids and I have to cook. Like when I had my nieces or nephews, if I got to cook, I'll cook a little here and there. But primarily, that is her domain, and I would expect her to do that job because, again, I don't mind my woman working, whatever, but guess what? In my household, the household bills are not dependent on her income. That's just how I roll with my family.
And Brina says, number 15 depends on where he's leading. I'm not following someone headed in the wrong direction. And then, yeah, I totally agree. And then to that point, I would just say, too, go through the proper vetting process, courting, to make sure that he does have the ability to lead. Because oftentimes we get into relationships with people we haven't even discovered if they can lead us or not, right? They led us to the bed and then we made all wrong decisions after that, right? We predicated everything off of the little 2 minutes that we was getting in bed. And then, we ain't been no good since. And then we complain once we learn all that person was just a good time. That was it, especially when we get this age, we should not be having a foggy brain over 2 minutes. But yeah, we should make sure that we are in a position to be led by the right person before we actually get into the relationship. Yanni, you say, as a traditional sister, strategize and work smarter, not harder. After all, we aren't the ones who have something to prove. Yeah, you got to work together. And I think, unfortunately, that gets lost in the sauce, right? A lot of times people think in today's terms that one or the other, the man or the woman, they're doing all of the work while somebody just sits back and he flips the channel, gets fed grapes, all day or whatever the case is. They have to work in tandem to make the relationship work. That's just the only way it's going to work. Marjorie say, another good idea that replaces number 17, be nurturing, okay, says is ask your spouse what he feels nurturing is to help. To help him clarify the things he wants in or for number 15 to work for both of you. So number 15 is be submissive. Yeah, all the things you should be asking in the beginning of the relationship. Don't wait till you get in a relationship and talk about why you didn't tell me, I didn't know, or you're not nurturing, you're not resourceful, all that other stuff. Because trust me, once you get in the bed with somebody, it's fun for the first couple of months. Ooh. And then after that, it's like, again. But then people mistake that as, we just not vibing no more. We having problems. Like, nah, because you didn't have anything else but that when you got in the relationship. So, I know. Let's see here. Donovan, you say ladies are our advisors and their input is important to make a decision. Okay. And Black America says, how do you know what the right direction is? Are you talking about as a man, like you asking me? What? A lady, how you doing? Says 2 minutes. That's not a leader. Woo! Jai says, who goes 2 minutes in here? You know, they gonna lie to kick it. They gonna lie to kick it. Donovan says, for that 2 minutes, we are tigers, the greatest 2 minutes of your lives. We're like, oh, we're done? Oh, you should have told me. I would have gotten a little bit more into it. Michael would say, I have issues with traditional gender roles because I experienced issues growing up where my parents argue about cooking, cleaning, and taking care of kids when men treat women like crap.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, Michael. You know, since you experienced that with your parents and stuff, is it because your parents were fighting their roles? I would assume your dad was the traditional type man where he expected his wife to be a certain way, and she was more of a modern woman. Because here's the problem: a lot of people don't want to admit, and they don't want to say. If you're a modern woman and you're pushing against that traditional man, there's definitely going to be problems. There's definitely going to be problems. And yes, ladies, I know it's a different age and day, but unfortunately, when you pick a traditional man, you are picking problems in what the kids are going to see as the arguments mount over really nothing, but it is something. And that's where the confusion comes in. If you're raising kids that have to see that and they don't know what the proper gender roles are or whatever you guys perceive in your household is the roles of folks, that's where the confusion comes in. I think in the modern age right now, we have a problem with males and females that don't know their proper gender roles. Thus, you have homosexuals that will move in with women that have their shit together, but these young boys don't have theirs together because they don't know how it is to be men because the men weren't in the households. A lack of roles in the home. So that could be an issue.
I say yes. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I think that was a pretty good answer, but we don't really know what Michael's mama and daddy was about. But anyway, Tanya, how you doing? Says late to the live. What happened? Father and son, stepson. They were, as some say on YouTube and TikTok, unalived by a downstairs neighbor for making too much noise, and it got pretty heated and out of control. And needless to say, he took them both out of there. And he, before I came on here, was still on the run. So it's a lot going on, but really a lack of emotional intelligence and just kind of apartment life living where there's a lot of stuff going on. You're connected and you're living with other people. So you're not living with them, but you share walls and ceilings and floors and stuff. So you're going to have a lot of issues. Patty, how you doing? He says, my husband is a professional chef and he enjoys cooking at home. I cook as well, but he feels he's better at it. Go off, hubby. Yeah, my daughter's father, he's a chef as well, and he did all of the cooking. I don't ever really even remember cooking at all when we were together because he liked to do it. I mean, he could just whip up something like that, So yeah, it's ladies, marry a chef. He might not be home all the time because he's out late working, in the kitchen or whatever, or whatever he does. My daughter's father, he was a chef everywhere. He's also a personal chef. But you marry a chef, you never be hungry, but you're going to gain some LBs if you ain't careful. All right, let's see here. And Damien says, all you have to do is open a jar of mayonnaise. What's going on with this mayonnaise?
What he's basically saying is you have a jar of mayonnaise, right? And a woman can't open it. You need a man to do that.
Oh, all you do is you get a knife, ladies. If the jar is too tight, the lid, you get a knife and you hit it all the way around, or a fork or a spoon all the way around the top of the lid, and like magic, it opens. Okay, you're welcome. Because I don't happen to have a big, strong, brawny man around the house just yet. And a lady say, "What is a traditional man?" You want me to answer that?
Yes, go ahead and answer that. I'd like to hear your answer.
Well, I'm not a man, but if I had to think of the example of my father was and is a traditional man. He is like, no woman is going to take care of me. Um, I prefer that you be in the house. I don't want you out of work. And I just think that's kind of how most Muslims think as well. And my dad is almost 80, so he's really traditional. Um, I work, you stay home, you take care of the household, the children, me, yourself, obviously. And you man the household and I bring home the money, that type of stuff. But he very honest and demonstrative about no woman is going to take his manhood by talking crazy to him, and and all of that. So that's what I know to traditional man is protector, provider, and all of that. The regular stuff. It's not really that hard, but nowadays people just you know it could all be so simple, but you rather make it hard. You know, you didn't catch that though, did you, Donovan? You didn't catch it.
I
That
did.
you caught it. That was an ode to the Lauren Hill. Okay, um, that's what I know it to be. That's the example that I had, and as I tell you too, my brother, Walter, he's a traditional man. His woman don't drive. She don't pump no gas. She don't put gas in the car. None of that stuff at all. He's like, I got it. He says my woman ain't put gas in the car, and he says as a man, your woman's car is running low. If not, go check and see. It ain't go run it to go put some gas in it. I know a couple other men. They're like, my wife don't take the car to the dealer. She don't put gas in the car. She don't do none of that stuff. I do all of that stuff. Okay. All I need for her to do is sit pretty and do what she's doing in the house and all that other stuff. I'm going to take care of. Okay. So I don't know. That's what I think it is. I could be wrong. Let's see here. Michael, you say my dad was too controlling and not allowing anyone to provide input. Now, Michael, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your father? Because that'll kind of help me understand your dad maybe a little bit. And I also understand too, Michael, and I don't want to speak for you, but I understand Asians are a lot more traditional than a lot of other races on the planet, and that the women and I know there's different age type of Asians. So for the sake of argument, I'm just saying Asians, but the women tend to be more on a submissive side. So how old is your dad, if you don't mind me asking? A lady says a traditional man should not expect sex before marriage. True. Hallelujah. Amen. Okay. That is a fact. A traditional man wants to make you an honest woman. And I know in the nation, they are not supposed to be having relations before marriage. That, and in a lot of other religions too, I know, things kind of get wonky. But yeah, traditional man is not going to want to sample your goods until he makes you an honest woman. See, back in the day, that used to be a thing. Sucker, you need to make me an honest woman. You need to put a ring on my finger before you treat me like a trampoline tonight. So let's see here. All right. And Marjorie says, as an older woman, we learn from our mistakes and can encourage our grandchildren to do better in breaking generational curses their parents and myself fail to recognize. I'm just saying. Oh, absolutely. It has to start with us. You're absolutely right. We got to, knock off the things that we've been doing because it hasn't been working, right? And MC Factory say if one has to ask what is a traditional role for the man, there's a problem right there. I would say you agree on what each other will do. That's true. It come to an agreement. If one is a better cook, then so be it or what have you. But for me, I just like to do it. Mike, nice. What's going on with you? Says good evening, Demetri Donovan, mods and chat. Yes, indeed. All right. So let's see. Okay. Michael says, my dad was too controlling about everything. There was times that he made a mistake and did not want to admit it. I am not perfect, but I know when to admit it. Yeah. I take your word for it. And Yanni says, tap the top of the jar on the floor. A few tips also. Yep. I mean, when you're a single lady, you just learn how to do those things. Okay. You learn how to to get around and do things that you can't really do, that a man would ordinarily do. Honey, can you pop the lid open on this jar? It's kind of, hard. And I love to have my nails painted, but because I have to do a lot around the house, my nails chip a lot. So I'm like, I just won't paint them. And let's see here. And Yanni also say at any angle, tap the top of the jar on the floor a few times. That helps too. Yeah, you can. Marjorie says, wow, that's a blessing to have a living dad who's 80 years old. Yes. And my dad, one thing I'll tell y'all about my dad, and I think that's kind of where I get my spirit from, if you will. My dad is very jovial. I can probably count on both hands the times that my dad, and maybe even one, that I've talked to him and he's just sad and he's grumpy. My daddy's always laughing and he's joking. He's just a very happy guy. And when I talk to him, I mean, like immediately, hey, daddy. Oh, how you doing this morning? Get up out of that bed. I'm like, daddy, I'm not asleep. Okay, I'll just check it. I just need to wake you up, but he's always laughing. And that brings me a lot of joy that he is so jovial and, just in good spirits, because you don't see that a lot. So I really do love that about him, one of the many things, but it is a blessing. Thank you. Michael said, Donovan, I disagree with you because he brought his beliefs and values to America. There was a time that he wanted his mother to live with us. However, my mom did not like it. But see, again, that's something y'all do traditionally as well. Y'all bring in the grandmama and the grandfather and stuff, but you come to America and, want to do what we doing over here. See, over here, we tend to, unfortunately, throw our older people away. But in y'all community, y'all don't do that. You typically, I don't know, maybe y'all getting away from those things now. But I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I won't speak on your mama. I'm gonna be quiet. You say your daddy is 69 years old. Okay, so yeah, he's up there. He's old enough to be considered a traditional man in the true sense, right? Come to America and it's like,
he's a man of his time. See, that's the thing. He's the man of his times. You can't antiquate a guy who comes from a different aspect and then say, okay, here you are in the modern age, and he's supposed to change. He's not going to change. He's a man of his time.
Hello, William. How are you? We are doing well. And where you been? I'm checking everybody today. Where you been? Well, but we're doing well. We cannot complain. Black America says, well, that women be a virgin. But listen, as Brother Nuri Muhammad said, in society, we teach that this society, which is jacked up, that the woman is supposed to be virtuous. And he says, ladies, you should expect the man to be virtuous as well. You like, why would I've always said that I don't want no man that's been running his stuff all around the block, all up in the neighborhood, like Heathcliff, terrorizing the neighborhood with his little 2 minutes with every woman that'll let him. That goes for both people. Like, why do you as men, and I'm asking this honestly, why do y'all think that it's all right for y'all to sow your royal oats everywhere, but then you should be entitled to a virgin?
Would you like me to answer that?
Please. Hello.
It's a man's world.
What's the rest
it's
of
that? It's a man's world.
Come on.
But it would be nothing.
Nothing
without granddaddy saying what the rules are.
See, you see how you just change it up. You know what the rest of the lyrics say. Mikey said, my dad made critical mistakes when investing in someone's project without understanding the fine print. There was a time that he called me stupid because I did not know what I was talking about. Well, I don't think your dad should have called you stupid. But, there's sometimes, let me tell y'all something. I am 52 years old. My daddy is almost 80. And what Demetra K does not do is ever talk back or question my daddy. When my daddy says something, for the most part, I say the most part because, sometimes but for the most part, it goes. And I don't care how old you get, Michael. And I feel like I need to tell you this, okay? Because this, I think, will make life easier. I'm not saying your dad is always right, but sometimes, especially here in America, right, we think that it's our place to get our mama and daddy in check. That's out of order. As no matter how old you get, It's never gonna be your place to check your mama and your daddy. It is out of order. Now they doing some things that maybe don't sit well with you. You can have a conversation with them, but to try to check your daddy, yeah, your dad, he sounds like it's very traditional, and the last thing he wants is for his son to be telling him, well, this is what you should have A, B, C, and D did, especially if it sounds like he made an investment mistake. Now, maybe it was a mistake you saw, maybe something differently, but, and I'm not saying that children are, that you're wrong, but I'm saying if you understand the concept, I mean, sometimes it's just all right just to stand down. You can't really just be running up on your daddy checking him like that.
And and we also forget as children of this union that that's your daddy's woman. You know what I mean? What man wants another person telling him how he should handle his wife or his woman? That's his woman.
Yeah. And Marshawn says, my dad is no joke either. At times too serious, just for fun. Now he's a grandfather. I hope he can be fun for them. Yeah. Yeah, usually they are. They say they like the kids, but they love the grandchildren.
Yeah, and I always say this to ladies. Let's say you got a father or a baby daddy who's horrible as a baby daddy. He's just horrible. He wasn't there, wasn't doing what he was supposed to, right? But you will find the sins of the father will be redeemed when he becomes a grandfather, because he might be a shit husband, a shit dad, whatever, but he might be a dynamite grandfather.
Yeah, and that's what they say. They love the kids, their kids, but they love the grandchildren because now right? You're much better, you're experienced, and all that. And Brina says, my husband is 18 years older than me and traditional, but I just got the higher paying job and he's cooking dinner tonight to celebrate. We put too much emphasis on traditional and modern thing. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, whatever works, right? That's what should be done, and you really can't. Everybody, it's not a cookie cutter approach, but if you don't have a problem being traditional, see, I'm just one of those people. I just like to do those things, but now that I'm single, I'm like, I better not be single too long because I ain't gonna be wanting to do that stuff too much. It's just me. I could wake up and eat a jam sandwich, jam 2 pieces of bread together, and that be it for the day. MC Factory says, what I found over my life is if married couples don't have a God in their lives, the relationship either runs into problems or doesn't last. I've seen lots of examples over my time. Yeah, I think there should be a higher power that you ascribe to help guide your relationship. So I agree with that. Where have you been? How you doing? Says my dad like messing with people. I get that quality from him. He wasn't messy. He just wanted to make you think. Oh, you have a conversation with my daddy. He gonna be like, whoo. Yeah, he'll make you think, but he'll make you laugh too.
And be ready to sit there for about 3 hours as he breaks that Quran and
break it on down. Okay, are you there? Are you there? Yeah, Daddy, I'm here. I'm still here. I'm listening. Yes. William says, working hard and trying to get out. Where are you trying to go? And Marshawn says, my sister just had twins on October 11th, boy and a girl. Well, congratulations to her. And congratulations to you as the auntie. Facts Not Feeling says, women love men who sleep around. Shit. They may not admit it, but look at their actions. I don't want no man to sleep around. I'm going to tell you why I don't want no man to sleep around, because I do not want to be having a scratch where I don't supposed to be itching. Okay? And that's what people don't be talking about. Like, how many of my homegirls? Well, it ain't that many, but it's enough. Talking about my pH balance is off. Why your pH balance off, sis? Because he's sleeping around. And he ain't sleeping around with no protection. He just spreading the everywhere, and then he coming back. Hell to the no.
So I don't want no wrong. I mean, you women outnumber us. He's just making up for the women that can't get a man statistically because of the numbers.
And that ain't got nothing to do with me, okay? At all. You can just leave me all out of that equation. I don't want to be a part of that. William says, I don't want a virgin. It's just one more person I have to tell what to do. I get you. I get you. Miss Sweet Stock, how are you doing? It says, good evening, beautiful Dimitri and Donovan. And thank you. Oh, Marshawn says my dad thinks I am 12, shaking my head. Well, to your father, you're always gonna be his little girl. My dad tells me all that all the time, and I'm like, yes, I get it, and I love that. I love that my dad still sees me that way, because there's a lot of people, dad shoot that, but like, when the last time I talked to you? And it's been a couple of months, Daddy. That ain't my dad. And Emily says, I ain't mad. It's a man's world. I miss my dad. Yes, indeed. And Brina says, and then you'll turn around and complain about society's expectations and conditioning of men. Michael says, I usually don't say this. I have not talked to my dad in so many years because he does not want to see others' perspective. I try having a conversation with him, but he's too proud and ignorant. Well, I think you should talk to your dad. I'm one of those people. People say they not haven't talked to their parents for this, that, and the other. So my dad always says, you can't undo yesterday. Okay, you can't undo yesterday. It should not spend today. I don't know. Like I said, it's just, I'm not saying your father cannot, probably doesn't need advice. But if your dad is not open to that, is it worth ruining the whole relationship? He doesn't see your perspective. At the end of the day, you got to say, is it worth throwing a relationship away? Is it really harming me? Now, I get it. You want to feel valued by your parent, and I'm listening to you. But sometimes we just have to say it's not personal. My dad is just set in his ways. Listen, my dad is set in his ways too, okay? My dad is stubborn. He's stubborn. And it could, if I was in a position to try to check my dad, you're not doing what, if that's the way you do it. And I'm not saying this is you, Michael. I'm just saying you need to do it this way. You need to do it. I probably wouldn't be talking to my dad either. But sometimes you got to take a step back and say, well, he was doing this way his whole life. He going to do it with you until he ain't got no life no more. Do you, Dad? And I'm not going to, I can never imagine. I'm sorry. I can never imagine not speaking to my dad over his perspective, because what you're saying is he won't see other people's perspective, but then are y'all seeing his perspective as well? And I'm not defending your dad. I'm just, asking some questions.
Right. And a real life story. I have a mom that is stubborn as a mule until this very day. Demetra knows, how my mom rolls down. And, the only thing I can do is continue to be the son that I'm supposed to. That's it. I can't change her mind. I can't make her do this. I can't make her do that. She's going to live with the decisions, and she's living with the decisions that, she makes, because she wants to be independent and free and all that other good stuff. My mom just had her second hip surgery. I said, Mom, do this, this, and that. Now, I don't want to do that, whatever. All right, cool. I still check on her every day, and I just be the best son that I can be to her. That's all I can be. Can children be in judgment of their parents? I don't think we can.
I think you can judge them, but for what?
Well,
yeah,
in the like of,
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, we could judge them, but what can you really do about it? They gonna do what they gonna do, regardless if you like it or not. So, and Black America says men are not fun. You know what? I just had a second to think about what you said. I know some men who are fun, but I get where you're going with that. I'm one of those people wish that men were a lot more fun. Now, I'm not saying acting silly. That's cool too sometimes, but I just noticed that a lot of men, I would say that I've dated, they just haven't really had a sense of humor, and they're just too serious. And I could be serious, but I'm more silly than anything. You know what I mean? And so I just need that in that quality in a man. I need you to have a real sense of humor. I ain't talking about because you can tell a joke. I'm talking about having a real sense of humor. You're not grumpy all day long, and God forbid somebody say the wrong thing to you. No. So I don't know. Y'all need to be fun. A lady says patience come with age. Yeah, it's something that is definitely learned. In fact, my feeling says, who would a woman prefer to go out on a date with? The football player that slept with half the cheerleading squad and the other half want to go with him? Be the guy who's gets one date a year. The guy who gets one date a year. Let me ask y'all this. Would y'all rather date the cheerleader who's been around on every team, or the bookworm that goes on one date a year?
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
We did a show on that earlier today. That dude, Joe Smith, knew who his wife was before he married her. And I know a lot of people in the adult entertainment industry. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of those women get wifed up. A lot of those women get wiped up. I don't know why. I don't know what. Well, I know why, but you know what I mean. The phenomena of it. You think that these women would be the last on the plate, but these women are getting wiped up.
Yeah, but and then I don't know. I'm facts, not feelings. I'm telling you right now, I've never thought a man that sleeps around with all the. I never thought that was attractive. It's dirty. It's dirty. Just like y'all think women that sleep around are dirty. I see men that sleep around, to me, they dirty. They just seem dirty to me. And it's like, you think you finna hop up on me? No, you not. I don't think so. So I think it's disgusting actually. And I just couldn't imagine rolling around nowhere with a man who sleeps around. If it have my pH balance off, I'm sorry. Uh y'all women know what I'm talking about when your pH balance be off. It's like,
Did you hear that quote by Typhoid Red?
sexy
Did you hear
red.
that quote she said? I think I
Which
sent it
one?
to you.
What'd she say?
She said that if a woman's skank ain't stinking, she ain't working hard enough.
Oh yeah, ain't nobody listening to her. It's like, well, working hard enough doing what, you spinning a block. What are you talking about? M says mine show was and had no damn to give about who didn't like it, but I still, but I love him still. And Abrina says my dad would be in his late 80s if he was alive, but I still wish he was here. Yep. Uh, Having a dad is just, it's just one of those things, especially at this age. My mom, she's been gone for 7 years in November, so that's pretty hard in and of itself. Miss Sweet Talk, she says, my son definitely won't check me no matter how old I get. This is my life. Yeah. You might not like some of the things your parents are doing, but well, you need to do A, B, C, and D. Nah, that's not how it works. If I want to do it and I hear what you're saying, I take your advice, but your parents, they set in their ways and they're not gonna turn, they're not gonna change. All right, so let me just skip down a little bit. Yeah, Brina, I love fun men too. I really do. Emmy say I like that quality in UDK. Yeah, yeah. Like, why are we taking ourselves so seriously? I don't get it. As there's a time and a place. I was the student in school that would always get kicked out of class because I could not stop laughing. And I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to laugh. I just can't, I don't know how to stop laughing. I've been in choir my whole life. Get up there, and it was a nervous thing. It's dead quiet. You're waiting for the piano to start playing, and the giggles just, man, I was like, I don't know what to do. I can't stop. But yeah, never lose that quality. If you guys have a good sense of humor, you're silly, you like to laugh, and never lose that. That is priceless. Marshawn says, I try to say I also lost my best friend who was like my real mom. My second mom to cancer. That hurts too. Yeah, I lost my mom to cancer as well. Well, what's the question? Facts Not Feeling says that's not the question. Also, you asked me what would a woman like to do. I'm telling you, as a woman, I don't want to sleep with a football player that all the cheerleaders want to be with. I want to be with the dude who's had a date a year. If I had that choice, yeah. But the man that's sleeping around with all the cheerleaders, I don't want to be on no roster. And definitely, I don't want to be the last one warming the bench, waiting for all the players to get done playing. And, you done got sweaty with all them. And then I'm going to come in. Hell no. Michael said, it's not worth talking to my dad. I try to understand his perspective, but he's not willing to understand my perspective. There was a time that he got upset with me for not completing a project. Well, your dad and y'all dynamics of your relationship, but I just always been one of those people try to encourage people. Because I say this, and I know it's so cliche. When your parent is not here, that's when it hits you like a ton of bricks. You're gonna say, damn, I spent all these years going back and forth with my dad, and for what? For what? He's not here anymore. I'm telling you. You have a parent that's no longer here, that messes you up. And it's not even a temporary thing, it's for the rest of your life. They like to say, oh, you learn to get over it. No, you won't. You just learn how to live life differently without that parent. So I would impress upon you to try to talk to your dad if you can.
Yeah, I lost the dad when I was 5 years old. I have glimpses of him. I remember certain things about him, But I'm telling you, even if I can talk to my dad for one day, I would give everything I own just to do it. Because when I see people that have their fathers that are right here and they don't have relationships with them, I am just like, how could you not take advantage of that? Just to have that person there. But again, everybody has their own story. But for things in regards to how my dad thinks, and even like how my mom thinks, I think is just antiquated. But I'm not going to let that stop my relationship with her and appreciate the time that I have with her on this earth. My mother's 73 years old right now, and who knows? She's probably going to be here till she's 100 because her dad is still here. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know when we're going to be taken out of here. So,
yeah. And facts and feelings, you say women would rather date the guy that sleeps around than the guy who gets one day. Now, on the other side of that, I could get it. There's some women who are like, oh well, I bet you I could sleep with him, or yeah, because I've had that happen to me. A woman thought it was optimal to see if she could sleep with my dude, and she was able to do that. So yeah, I can see that, but I'm not one of those people. I'm not trying to sleep with the dude who's getting his little rod around everywhere. And you say, okay, let's see here. Black America, he said, give me the one that gives BJ's and takes it every way. I don't care. She can read.
I'll second that.
And that's why y'all end up where y'all end up, okay? Y'all end up, I hate all women. Women ain't no good. I'm going to go to another country. Try it again. See what I'm saying? Y'all ain't care if she can read. Just
men, at the end of the day, we don't care about your degrees. We don't care about real men that are traditional men, anything you bring is gravy to the family. But outside of that, we're not dependent on any of that stuff to provide for the family.
I'm getting y'all blow up dolls for Christmas, okay? Marjorie says, my dad was military, so being the oldest, he taught me independence just in case my mom could not care for us three. My mom as well, being the oldest, it stuck. I had to raise my siblings later on. Yeah. I'm an older sibling as well, so I can attest to that. Having to learn a lot of stuff, we grow up fast. Facts Not Feelings said, here's a secret. You know which men are the most fun? The ones who have a little responsibility. Who are these men, Pookie and Ray Ray? Men who have responsibilities don't have too much time for fun. I mean, I agree with you. I just am not trying to be with no Pookie and Ray Ray because I know that everybody else is with Pookie and Ray Ray. No shade to Pookie and Ray Ray. Hey, how you doing? I just do not want you to be my man. So I get what you're saying. I don't why that is. I don't know.
But let's face it, these young women are attracted to these guys. I mean, and they know the guy has multiple babies, ain't taking care of them, and they're still getting pregnant by these guys. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. They do what you will with whatever you want to do with your body. I can't tell y'all what to do. I'm just saying for me, no. Abrina says they are not going to change their ways. Sometimes you have to be the ones who bends. Yeah, he said, I think you're talking to Michael and Miss Sweet. You say facts. Dimitri, my mom passed last year. Tomorrow's not promised. Yeah, that's see, because I know people who say, "Oh, my mom is, oh, my dad, that," and we ain't there. It's like, yeah, it's all good, and you standing 10 toes down on. I'm not talking to them while they're here, but when they pass away, that's when those be the ones that's doing the casket dives, falling all out, all up over the church, all up in the pews, doing tornadoes, my mama, all that is like, but see, because you didn't, and I know everybody tried to tell you, man, make up with your mama, make up with your daddy, it ain't that serious, but you didn't believe it until they closed their eyes, and now you the most jacked up out of everybody.
If I have a friend right now that is fighting for a house that is not hers, that used to be her parents' house because she's so nostalgic and all this other stuff, and she's grifting all her friends to help her with her lawyer fees and whatever. And I'm telling her, I said, look, let it go. Your brothers seem to want to be done with it, whatever the deal is. You don't really have a right to it, but it is what it is. She just can't let it go.
Ricky said, newsflash for the uninitiated: inside every bookworm is a freak waiting to be hatched, cultivated, every single one. And some of them may already be that, but as they say, a lady who is probably a bookworm who's probably a lady, I don't need y'all to be knowing all my business, when and how I do it and all that. That's going to be for my man. I don't need to broadcast that to anybody. But the other thing is, men, that's kind of on y'all too. Y'all sometimes glorify the ones that, as Black America said, are taking in every hole two times a day or whatever. Y'all glorify those times. And ain't nothing wrong with that if that's your thing. You know what I'm saying, but that type of woman that y'all talking about, they like to get around or whatever. I don't know. But y'all kind of perpetuate that. You know what I'm saying? But the women who are like, oh no, I would never tell anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I would never, but I just ain't gonna tell nobody. Those are the ones that, yeah, you all right. But then, you get with a woman that give you the goosebumps, on your little 2 minutes of fun, then you're mad.
Dag nabbit, those 2 minutes are the greatest 2 minutes of your life. Dag nabbit.
You want to take a survey? Huh? You want to take a survey? Like, man, I jumped in the shower and put on my best smelling perfume for that.
Jack Hammer for 2 minutes. Ask a boxer how long 3 minutes is in a ring. It's a long time.
You ain't acting like y'all. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all show ain't acting like no boxer in the bed, okay? You're not. You acting like his trainer. You're wringing out the towel, okay? You can do it. Get back in there. It's gonna be over before you know it.
All right. I just want to say this as a disclaimer. There are some women out there, it is like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. Okay. So it ain't our fault if, there's only so much we can do.
That sounds like your little coming up short. Says every little Peter man. I was like throwing a hot dog down the hallway, brother. If you didn't have the proper equipment, just say that, okay? Just say that. It says, right. Well, there are AI women out there. Matter of fact, I like American Horror Stories, and they actually had a show about the AI girlfriends. Y'all ought to be careful out there, okay? Be careful. I'm just saying. Facts Not Feeling says a female a friend of mine said to me, I will never go with that guy. He's been sleeping with all the other women at the job. Guess what she did? She went with the same guy. I just had a laugh. I don't know what to tell you. Marjorie says, Demetra and Donovan, this is an excellent broadcast. Do more of these excellent dialogue. We shall. We want to keep it light. Okay, let's see. In fact, my feelings also say, I can never seem to meet a woman that takes it. I always meet the woman who don't do this and don't do that.
They're out there, brother. They're out there. They're out there. And you're the answer to their dreams, sweet pea.
I mean, what are you doing to get up in them holes? You know what I'm saying? Let me ask y'all something. Okay. For the other hole, we ain't gonna do a whole lot of discussion on it. Would you be willing to let her ram something in that hole on you? It's probably a no, right? So why do you, and her hole has the same function as yours. Why do you think she wants you to ram something up in her hole? Like, what are you doing to even do any? You know what I'm saying? Y'all acting like it's just every day. It's an exit, not an entrance, traditionally. Okay. So my thing is, let me ram something up in your hole, and then I think about letting you do it to me.
Demetra, if you haven't been following the Dwight Howard situation, there are brothers out there that is eating A's and all this other stuff, just like Sukiana. We eat A's out in here. So it's happening.
Y'all have at it, okay? Y'all have, some of these people ain't really watching their A's all like that to even think about doing that. Yeah, William, tell them, slow down and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Demetra, now most women ain't with that. Oh, honey, I love you. Y'all want the fuck this shit out of you, goddamn it.
Okay, but you know what? You got to do it masterfully, man. You can't be like, no, I was watching, y'all know I watch Sex in the City every night. I've seen it a million times. And there was one particular episode, where the dude was treating it was like a jackrabbit. It was like, wow. And she's like, and he was like, he thought that was the thing to do. It was like, oh.
Remember in that famous movie, Bassinet on Tubi?
You stupid.
Watch the first 15 minutes of that, and that to that white guy, he was going to town. Okay.
Shame. Rick says, that was true, Demetra, for me when I was a younger man, but now the bookworm is the way to go. For me, the streets can have the 304s. But see, that's the other thing too, Rick, when y'all was young and, now, you say younger, I don't know how much younger that was, but y'all running through them. Then you get older, now you want an innocent woman. What woman y'all age in the 40s and 50s has been a virgin? I mean, there's a few of them out there, but y'all ran through them when y'all was in your 20s. So I don't know. Facts I feel says, what, Demetra? You have not ran into a guy or like me. All right. Well, you said that they ain't giving up all the holes, so you need to improve upon your game. I don't know. That other hole, that's not something you really just be wanting people to be up in. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? A lady says, 2-minute jackhammer, Donovan, you're looking less and less attractive. Donovan just be talking stuff.
I'm working in the parameters I've been given, okay? So
you know why they got to do the jackhammer? Because they only got 2 minutes, okay?
Right, there's a limit. I got 2 minutes. I gotta make it work.
Right, poor her. Golly. Wow. You say I'm the man, I'm doing the ram. If I can't ram you, you can't ram me. One good ram deserves another. I would think. Common Man says the real sex dolls start at $5,000. They're as good as the real thing. I was about to ask you that. So don't ask me how I know that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It's all fun and games until she malfunction on your ass.
Well, here's the funny thing for you veterans out there. During the pandemic, did you know that the VA was backing people getting sex dolls? And they were paying for it and issuing sex dolls for those that might need it. So if you were like a single guy who didn't know how long this thing was going to go out, they were giving vouchers or something like that of where you can get sex dolls. If you're going to be out for a year, you're not going to be in the streets, so you got needs. It's crazy. It was crazy.
Y'all talking about a woman wants soft and tender. Okay, I'm just not speaking for myself because my dad might be watching. I'm not speaking for myself. It needs to be like in the middle somewhere, okay? Yeah, the soap opera stuff. Oh, jackhammer. Oh, ma. Yeah, that's the soap operas, right? And that Ron Jeremy, no, bring it somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? Somewhere in the middle. Angela, how you doing? It says it's those same young women that have a high or multiple body count that these older men are chasing. Yeah.
Well, speaking for myself, I mean, I really don't have time to teach an inexperienced girl, so I would prefer a woman that has some experience. I do, speaking for myself.
And she ain't gonna never tell you the truth, no way. How many you been with? Just 3. Really? Okay. 100. 300.
I've only been with 3, and then her back door is open. You're like, wait a minute.
Right, one just ran up out of here. Okay, didn't even have time to change the sheets. The Freeze Coming Out at Night. That was my song when I was all of 12, 13. Had no idea actually what was going on. I just know, they don't walk, they strut. They so bad they got their own dance.
But isn't it so sad? Ecstasy at a young age has passed away. This is so sad.
Oh, I know. I'd love to meet some Houdini. I still do. Okay, so let's see. Yes, I said loved it. Right. What in the pagan is happening? These people, they crazy. Delusional. That's why I know they ain't did it much, because ain't too many women just allowing y'all to just jackhammer there. Okay, that's why I know y'all lying to kick it. I know you lying. Ain't no woman letting you do all of that to her. No, I mean, there's some, but not like y'all making it sound like here. My name is Three Holer. What's your name? I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. Brina says I'm in my 40s and these women in their 20s have a body count that triple mine. Yeah, and that's just what they do now.
That basketball chick wife that we showed that we did earlier. What's his name? Smith?
Joe
Joe
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah.
Joe Smith's wife. If you can find any of her earlier videos, he knew who she was and she got wifed up. Trust me. That's why she doesn't think it's a big deal.
That's what y'all like. Y'all like the woman that's been spun around the block a couple of times. Her whole dance card is just the ticket has just been punched a bunch of times. Facts Not Feelings says, I can't wait until AI is fully integrated with sex dolls. Women are in the world of trouble when these sex bots are in the market. Y'all think they're not gonna make none for us? Y'all think they're just making them for y'all?
No, they already have them for you guys. They've had them since the 70s. What are you guys talking about?
I'm just saying it. Like I said, Facts Not Feelings. Don't come on here after you get one talking about she clamped me up and I was stuck like that for 2 days. I was so ashamed to call 911 because I didn't want them to catch me in her back door, and she clamped up on me because she didn't want, even the AI doll don't want you to do that. Ricky Crazy. God bless Uncle Sam for giving y'all that. I'm gonna show right.
No, God bless the taxpayer. Thank the taxpayer.
I'm gonna write Uncle Sam talking about we not paying. I don't want my tax dollars going to that.
No, they're paying for sex dolls, blue pills, whatever you need. It's there. I mean, thank you, taxpayer.
I mean, what's wrong with being approved? What's wrong with that? Y'all want a woman all out in public like Sukahana? We out here eating. That's what y'all like, huh? That's what y'all want. Oh, when you look at a lady, you should be like, oh no, she would never. She would never. And you would never know until you put a ring on her finger. Then you'd be like, wow, who knew? Nobody. That's why you got to find out, because you made me an honest woman.
No, see, right there, you're wrong, D. Guys will tell you the minute we put a ring on the finger, all that freakiness that y'all did stops because you bagged us and that's it. You don't have to do it.
Did your wallet dry up?
No, but the thing is, I'm married now. I don't have to do that. No.
It's something you did. It's something you did because I don't buy that because you put the ring on and everything just went left.
A lot of that just stops after that. Fellas, how many times you had that girlfriend, you get those nooners, you come home from work or y'all meet up somewhere, be doing your thing, right? And all of a sudden you get married, there ain't no more nooners. There ain't no more meeting up. There ain't nothing.
I blame you. It's something y'all doing and y'all ain't doing. You know what I mean? Facts Not Feelings say, don't be fooled. Some of these bookworm women are getting around way more than you think. I grew up with a girl that was crazy smart in the books, but she slept with everybody in the hood. Or she's rare. Okay. I don't know what happened to her, but bookworms could be all that. But the premise is they ain't talking all up under their clothes to everybody. Like when you go on a date with a woman or a man, keep the conversation here. Here. We're not having these conversations for a very long time, okay? But nowadays, people want to, just start talking about now how many hoes you allow people to use. Like, dude, this is the first date. What are you talking about? My God. David says, does that sex dog come with lithium batteries?
I'm not sure, but if it's going through the VA, I'm very sure they either issue it or they'll give you a voucher to get one. Make sure the battery isn't from China though. Try not to get one from China.
All right, Facts Not Feelings. Don't get caught up. You better have an emergency switch or something. You could, like you be on a treadmill, you could pull the cord. Like, help. I do not want to read about you in the news. I really don't.
And then I got a question for you ladies. Who the hell named this girl Sexy Red? There's nothing sexy about that girl. There's nothing sexy about that girl at all.
She's sexy to somebody, okay? Miss Sweet Talk says, don't do all the freaking before marriage. Right, that way we don't do the freaky stuff before marriage and you're not let down. You get what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Then you realize you have nothing but crackers. It ain't even a saltine. It's just a cracker.
And then, they realize they ain't getting nothing but 2 minutes. Okay. She's like, I should have sampled the goods. This is some bullcocking right here. 2 damn minutes. And he talking about, girl, I'm gonna rock your world. Ain't even rock the you ain't even rock the city, let alone the world.
I learned a long time ago, you underachieve so the expectations are low. And then when you exceed those expectations, she's like, oh girl, ooh, what I was expecting maybe 2 minutes, 4 inches, whatever.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
low. 2 minutes is how low? How much? What are you telling her? 30 seconds?
But see, you can recover from those 30 seconds. Girl, you were so fine. Girl, you are so fine. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I couldn't wait. That's how fine you are.
Don't let it keep happening. Okay, we don't get an annulment. Did y'all consummate the marriage? Not really. Judge, it was 2 minutes. Oh, hell no. Yeah, I need to get rid of y'all. We need to dissolve this marriage right away.
I will tell you, when I got married to my first wife, because of the festivities and the families and how big the marriage was and the ceremony and everything, my wife and I didn't consummate our marriage until a week and a half later, because like a couple of days late, the next day I went to work and I had to fly away and I came back. It took like a week, like a day and a half. But I remember that night we were so tired. It was like, nah, I'm good. We just went to sleep.
Listen, shut up, Demetrius. Shut up. They'll say, how you tired on your wedding night?
Because of everything that was going on, like we did it at the base. He had all the ceremonies, and it was just so tiring. It was from the very time I woke up that morning till it was unbelievable. The families are coming in like, okay, we went to the room, right? Or long story short, we went to the room.
I bet it was a short story.
Well, yeah. We went to go, change our clothes and stuff, right? Then her sisters are dragging her somewhere, and they went somewhere. Then the guys are dragging me to do something over here. And by the time we got together, I said, look, let's just drive back up to Birmingham and leave everybody here in Montgomery. And we drove up, which is an hour away. We drove up, and then by the time we got home, like 3 a.m, we just went straight to sleep.
I guess. Facts not feelings. Why you cap? I shouldn't say that. I don't know. You might. Miss Sweet, you say wives are tired from all that pre-marriage freaking. Yeah, that's why you don't do it. Okay, trust me, it'll be a good time. As soon as you carry me over the threshold, we gonna set it off. Oh. That doesn't surprise me. Facts not feeling. That don't surprise me at all about you. Soto, you say I hear that a lot with just married couples. I don't know. I'm
the wedding is just exhausting. If you're doing a big, these women want these big weddings. Here's the funny thing: we had the big wedding. We weren't even married 2 years. We made it a little over 2 years.
Says you hope you don't sleep through the main event. Where does the main event fit within 2 minutes? Like where is it? Let me quit playing with y'all. Somebody might think I'm really serious. I'm just playing with y'all with the 2 minutes. I mean, I don't really know what y'all got going on. I have to take your word for it though. I even said, y'all both fell out. Yeah, okay. So anyway, we made it to the bottom of the chat. Can you believe that?
See, now Miss Sweet Talk looks like a red bone. So, I'm not trying to predict or say anything, but she shouldn't have any problems attracting men.
You know how slave-minded that sounded.
She's an attractive woman.
A red bone.
That's what she looks like, a red bone. She looks like a red bone.
I'm
from the South, damn it. I was born in the South.
You are old Negro. Old Negro. Oh, she shows a red bone right there. A yellow tail girl there.
I went to flight training at Little Rock Air Force Base in Arkansas, and I never saw so many red bones just in that area. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I was like the werewolf of London, just feasting.
Right, ruining all the ladies, and now they're your age, and you don't want nothing to do with them. Facts Not Feelings says, here's a secret: women get bored, and it's not the men's fault. Women are overstimulated in modern society. I don't know. I guess maybe. Well, make it exciting. You know, you gotta keep her interested too. You can't just, you know, get a running start from the bathroom and just hop on the bed on top of her and, you know, and start acting like a jackhammer. You got to make it exciting for her too. You know, figure out who, you know, her celebrity crush is and try to look like him. I don't know, you know, something. Y'all remember back in the day where the men, Donovan, I know you probably had a whole bunch of them the underwear that had the elephant trunk. The underwear with the elephant trunk.
The elephant and the snake. The elephant and the snake.
Oh man, I don't know what's going on tonight. It's a full moon or something. It's who fat? Who? Yeah, right. Paper bag tested and stuff. That's that. You know, Donovan is an old Himino Negro. You, she sure is a red bone.
I can just pick them out. I can just pick them.
Civil rights having ass talk about some red bones. All right, for real. Okay. Miss Sweetheart, I wouldn't even answer no doggone Black America. He won't even show nobody what I know what he looked like, but he won't show y'all what he looked like. Yeah, y'all remember that the men had the Speedos and it had the elephant trunk, and it's like some of y'all need to make some small, medium, and large. Y'all just making a one size fits all, and that elephant trunk gonna be deflated at the bottom. So you know, make it accordingly. But yeah, y'all wear those to keep her excited, you know, and make it or however elephants do. She might find that, you know, sexy. I'm just saying. The comment says, I went to U.S. Army Red Stone Arsenal in Alabama. Great school. All right. Okay. So for real, to get out of here before we get in trouble. Facts Not Fail says, listen, I laid pipe like the best plumber in town. I'm creative. He says, I can cook. I'm good with my hands. And that still was not enough. Women get bored, and that's not men's fault. You know what, though? But that woman got bored. Not all women are like that. I just keep wanting to tell you that. Facts, not feelings. All women are not that way. All women aren't going to be like, well, that was nice. That little 2 minutes he gave me for the last 3 years, that was cool. But now all women ain't like that. I just want you to know that, okay? There's a lot of women who appreciate you. Brother Samuel, you say, so he really got to dress up like the barge. I mean, you know what, though? I'm not attracted to Elder Barge like that. I don't see him in that way. It's just so weird. I mean,
if Elder Barge got 11 kids, if Elder Barge says, Demetria, let's get married, what would you say?
Are your kids grown?
They're all grown. All his kids are grown.
You're not doing crack no more?
He still, you know, he might slip back every now and then.
No, okay. You can sing to me, though. All this love is waiting for you. You can sing to me. Yes. All of that. But I never saw him that way. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to start looking at him that way. I don't know. I don't know why I would need to. JD's Revenge. You got a razor blade. Superfly Jive Talk. How you doing, by the way? Okay, let's see. Yeah, Black America. Come on, click the link and show yourself. Show yourself. He ain't gonna do it. He think he too cool for school.
Has it ever crossed you ladies' mind the reason why Black America does not want to show himself is because you guys will not be able to contain yourselves to get at this man who obviously is very popular with the ladies?
I contained myself when I saw him. I'm just playing Black America, you know. It's all love. It's all. You didn't see me. You didn't see me lose my cool. I was like,
Look, he's saying you lying. He's saying you lying right now.
I saw him when he was first coming up on here. He showed me his face before he came up on here. Y'all didn't see me lose control or none of that. I was just fine. I was. Yeah, I'm about to lose it. I'm starting to sweat. Fact up it says that Demetra and Black America fight is like they were dating. No, we not dating. I've never met Black America a day in my life. Maybe I am afraid to meet him because maybe he might give me that look, and I might get locked in. I don't know. So y'all might be on to something. Hey, your average logical thinking, how you doing? But anyway, let's get out of here. I don't know what you guys have planned tonight. I don't have anything planned. I'm hungry. I ate earlier. I'm still hungry. Yeah, you had your clothes on too. Thank God. Thank God you did. Because then I don't know, maybe I would have lost control and saw a little elephant. Okay, for real. We're going to get out of here. We love and appreciate you guys. We'll be back here with Walter Wealth Wednesdays. I think I haven't talked to him since last time, so we'll be back for that. And strong and humble and here to learn how you're doing. It says women are shallow. Let's face it. We're not shallow. I'm not shallow. Okay. I'll tell you, I am not shallow at all. Well, you know what is shallow? That little 2 minutes of fun y'all be trying to give. Now that's shallow. Anyway, we're going to be back tomorrow. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Please come back and see us 5 o'clock Central Time. Peace.